Hey everybody, welcome on back to another episode of College Football 26. That's right, day 2 of having my hands on the game, and we're going to hop right in against the Arkansas Razorbacks, where Arkansas, they'll wear the all reds. Anyways, Arkansas and us, big time rivalry. It's actually not going to be played in AT&T Stadium this year in real life. So I wonder if that's going to be the case. Yes, that is the case within the game as well. It will not be played in Jerry World this season. As you can see, the Razorbacks getting all hyped up to start the second half of the year. Arkansas is 3-3. They've had a mixed bag this year, including losing to a group of 5 school. However, we are at 5-1, coming off of our first loss of the season. It was to the Florida Gators, who are probably the best team in college football right now, after knocking off 2 straight top 5 teams in both Texas and us. As you can see, theme by Travis Scott is flying as we look to bounce back here on the road against our rivals. This is the first time that this is just the second time that this game has not been played at AT&T Stadium in the SEC era, and the last time was in COVID, when obviously the NFL stadium was unavailable to be used. The two teams met here in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Here's Amari Daniels, who won't get much, 39, after a very minimal game. This crowd getting loud. This is the 25th ranked crowd in the country, and it's amplified here in a rivalry matchup. Here's Craver, who reaches forward. I love that new feature. We're going to call it timeout here. I think we're going to go for 4th and inches. So the Aggies sent out the punt team, but now they will bring the offense back out there. This stadium is getting loud. Reed, here's the give. Daniels, he didn't get it. They're saying he didn't get it. Texas A&M is throwing the challenge flag. I love the patch-style graphics, but I certainly thought Daniels was reaching for that first down. Heck of a tackle by Arkansas. And we'll have to see what the call is. It's going to stand. The Razorbacks are going to have the football after the Aggies can't convert 4th and inches. And they're going to get 6. Arkansas off to a quick 1-possession lead. First down. This crowd getting loud. Screenplay to Moss. Le'Veon Moss turns it upfield and picks up a first down, moving those chains for the Aggies as they are down by a touchdown. Here's over the middle, caught by Craver. His second catch already. Mario Craver coming over from Mississippi State, of course, in the transfer portal. There's a direct snap. It's Moss. Picks up the first down. Nice job there by Moss, the elusive bruiser there. Reed to run. He is sacked. Cameron Ball with the sack, the senior defensive end. It's now 2nd and 18. Here they come. Reed will scramble. Looks to juke. And he'll pick up 10 yards. That brings up a 3rd down and manageable enough 8. This crowd very loud right now. Reed trying to get his players to hear his hot routes. Throws it to the wrong man, and it's intercepted. Arkansas gets it back, as we might have an upset brewing here in the rivalry game in Fayetteville. Arkansas now up 10-0. Reed snaps it. He'll roll out. Gibb dumps it off to KC Concepcion, who will pick up the first. Good job by Concepcion turning it upfield. Time is of the essence here. We need to score at least a touchdown before halftime, if not multiple. Moss picks up 4 on the game. Here's Reed. Feeling the pocket, and he's sacked. Marcel Reed with a loss on the play. And that'll bring up 3rd down. Reed scrambling out. Had an open Concepcion, but he will take it himself, and that was the right decision. 1st down, Aggies. Reed moves the chains. Will play on. There's a wide open Terry Bussey, but Reed misses the throw. It's out of reach. Jaheim Singletary was the one that got burnt on the Arkansas defense. However, the Aggies don't get anything because Reed missed the pass. Hurry up offense for A&M. This crowd getting loud. Reed. They'll snap it. That one is caught by Niblack. 1st down. Amari Niblack on the catch. And we'll have maybe one more play. We will not. The 2-minute warning hits. Arkansas 10, A&M nothing in the Southwest Classic so far. Reed, they snap. They'll roll out. They'll lead for Bussey, who can't hold on to it. 2nd time, Bussey's been quite open, and Reed has just made a bad throw. Reed now to scramble. Here he throws it again, but he's hit. Funny enough, Bussey was the open receiver. Reed, snap. There's the pass for Niblack. It's incomplete. The Aggies are forced to kick. It is good. They'll get it back with 50 seconds left and a chance actually to tie this football game. Funnily enough, seems impossible. This crowd's quieted down quite a bit. Reed able to take control now. Here's Moss. Juke move. 1st down, Le'Veon Moss. Up-tempo offense for the Aggies who are out of timeouts. Need to take a deep shot here. Reed snaps it. Here's the throw. It's intercepted again. Reed is picked off for the 2nd time. And the Razorbacks are now in A&M territory. Xavier Sorey Jr., who led the SEC in tackles a year ago. All right, we'll hop in on 3rd and 5. This crowd getting loud again. After the turnovers by Reed. Here he's sacked. Reed going down. He looks awful this game. Marcel Reed can't run, can't pass. He looks horrible today. In every way, Marcel Reed. Playing like shit. Oh my God. He just almost got tackled for a fucking safety. Alright, so Reed needs to get rid of it quick here on this play. They'll snap it. Reed, the lob pass for Bussey. Can't get it, however, there's got to be a call to make, and I think it's going to be going our way. That's pass interference. Bussey could have got to that football if it wasn't for Connie Walker. A transfer from Oklahoma, I believe. Reed snaps it. Here come the Razorbacks. Reed on the run. It is knocked away. It's just been a bad day for Reed in every possible way. Done 2 interceptions. Hasn't gotten a touchdown yet. Here he pulls it on the read option. Gets a block. Picks up 9. Reed snaps it. To give. It's Moss. Can't get the stiff arm. D1 Coleman lets 1v1. Wow. No. Good. 4th and 2. Keep the offense out there. Reed. Man in his face. Throws it. What a pass! Reed to Concepcion. And this game's been turned upside down. Why? Because I'm just enjoying Dynasty mode. "75-yard tutty for Concepcion. I could cook you. You could not cook me, gang." And the Aggies retaliate with an interception. Here's the give. It's Moss with the pancake. Moss with the juke. Goes back out. Le'Veon Moss makes a move. And all of a sudden, the Aggies have the lead. What is going on? Bond kicks it through as we continue this college football 26 dynasty with our first lead of the game. Oh my gosh, we get it right back. I'm trying to play some defense, but we're never on defense. We keep getting freaking turnovers. What a third quarter it's been for A&M. Reed steps back. He'll scramble. On the run. Bad throw, but it's caught by Bussey. He hauls it in. Reed having his worst game of the season, but still has made some nice throws. Quarterback wrap. Reed is going to take it all the way. Touchdown, Aggies. That's 21 unanswered all of a sudden here in the third quarter for A&M, as this game is going just about how we thought it would go when it started. It's 24-13. We're going to hop in on defense here. Green, play action. And it's 3rd and inches now. Dalton Brooks on the wrap-up tackle. Brooks has been excellent this season for us. York and Scooby manning the linebacker positions, as Braylon Russell, the redshirt freshman, is tackled for a loss. That's Will Lee, the blanket, on the tackle. Arkansas leaving the offense out here. Keep in mind, we had to go for 4th and 2 inside our own 30. That was 21 points ago for us. 21 points ago. As you can see, Taylon Green passes the 2,000-yard mark. On the season, not bad. I believe that is, what, the 3rd or 4th time he's done that in his career. Green steps up and completes it. It's a strike to, is that Cam Shanks with the catch? He had a great week last week anyways. Green did with 460 yards. Could be a guy we see on Sundays in the Madden series. There's a tackle by Marcus Radcliffe. Arkansas continues to struggle on 2nd and short. Brings up 3rd and short. Green lobbing it up. It is going to be knocked away by Julian Humphrey. 4th down and short. Green. Game possibly on the line. This game has been flipped on its head in the past few minutes, but it's going to stay alive in favor of Arkansas. Raylan Sharp on the catch. Like I said, Marcel Reed having by far his worst game of the year. However, he continues to win games for us. Will he be back next year? Not sure. Let me join your dynasty. Not next. There's a good tackle from York. It'll bring up 3rd and 4. Green snaps it. The play action. And the pass, we miss a tackle. He breaks another one, and he's down to the 15. Taylon Green hasn't had his best day either. Who you play next? Who do you play next? I'm thinking it's LSU. 2nd and 11. Green snaps it. York unblocked. And the rest of the team is there for the sack. 3rd and 23 now for Green. They'll run hurry up. Arkansas with 4 wide receivers on the field. Green steps into a short throw. It's caught. Let me be LSU. No, dude. Chill out. Here's Taylor Green with the snap. He will lob it up. It is incomplete. Will Lee in coverage. We're going to get it back. Let's have Owens come in to run it down. Moss with a juke. Moss has been very nice today. 7 carries, 64 yards. And about half the carries that he had last week, he's got more yards. That'll work. Here's the give. It's Owens. He'll get to the outside. Ruben Owens reaching for the first down. It's an Arkansas timeout. Owens, the former 5-star recruit who missed all but one, excluding the bowl game. So all but 2 games last season due to injury. Played in the game against Texas, and then played in the bowl game against USC. Other than that, the former 5-star was hurt all year for his sophomore season. They're really trying to make something happen with his legs. He'll get full. Didn't want to force anything, as he's already having a rough day, luck-wise. Here, Reed will snap it. It'll be a short one for Craver. Craver gets 3. And we're going to send the offense back out there. Why not? Just finish this game here and now. Niblack makes the catch. He hauls it in for the first down. We should be able to just run this clock out now. As Reed will give it to Ruben Owens. Owens with room. Spin move gets 1. And Ruben Owens picking up a first down. We will now turn on that shoe clock. Owens with almost as many yards as Arkansas's primary running back in 10 less carries. Hello. Here's Reed, the give to Owens again. Nice move. The Aggies running backs have just been making guys miss all day long. We'll send Amari Daniels out onto the field, who hasn't gotten much action. He's been our most efficient back this season. Daniels this time loses 5. And here they come. Into victory formation. This game is over. Texas A&M goes into Fayetteville, scores 21 unanswered to end the game. KC Concepcion with the bomb 75-yard touchdown and a score. So we're looking at a 6-1 season. We are bowl eligible. Very eerily similar to the way the team started last year under Mike Elko. 6-1, they're rolling. The quarterback situation is still a problem. I'm getting the game today. So you mean like you didn't pre-order it, but you're buying the deluxe edition today? LSU is awful, by the way, guys. They lost to Louisiana Tech earlier in the season. LSU stinks. Anyways, around the country in the last week, obviously you had a huge game. Louisville, Miami. No, I didn't have money then. Awesome, dude. I'm happy for you. We will also be playing Madden 3 days early access when that comes out. And then this series will likely feed into the Madden series for the draft classes. Louisville gets handed their first L of the year. On the other side, Miami is one of the best teams in the country. Bill Belichick continues to struggle. The Gators remain unbeaten. After beating us in our house last week, they continue to do well. Ohio State has been awful. Super disappointing this year, but they do get a nice win. Temple, what am I talking about, Temple? SMU knocks off Clemson. So the Tigers no longer unbeaten. Early access is the only reason people buy deluxe. Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't buy the deluxe if there wasn't the MVP bundle. I think it's so goated. Penn State hangs one on Iowa. They remain undefeated despite dropping down to number 2. Oregon hangs one on Rutgers. Michigan and Washington was a ranked battle. The Huskies came out on top. Houston is 5-2. They started out 4-0. They're looking kind of good. South Carolina gets back on the winning side of things. They're bowl eligible. BYU wins in the big rivalry game against Utah. They've had their number the past few seasons. If you're Utah, you got to look at maybe making a coaching change at this point. Ole Miss and Georgia, the Rebels even the score. Both teams are now 5-2 and ranked near the middle of the rankings. Auburn, another team that started off hot. They started 0-1, then won 4 straight. Since then, they have not played well. Duke continues to win. They are undefeated at 7-0. Notre Dame back in the rankings, but they lose in a thriller against top 10 USC. The Trojans are now ranked in the top 10. LSU, they continue to suck. They lose it to Vanderbilt. Who do you think will win it all this year? Good question. I mean, I like Oregon and I like Oregon, I like Ohio State, I like Alabama. All three of those teams with new quarterbacks, it's weird to say. I think the top dogs, I mean, Clemson, I'm going to say it's going to be down to Clemson, Penn State, Texas, or Alabama. Pick one of those 4. That's kind of the narrowest I'll take it right now. But I think those 4 are the 4 best teams in the country. Texas Tech is still undefeated. They knock off a ranked Arizona State team. Alabama is now unranked after Tennessee blows them the fuck out on the road, 52-27. My God. Weird year for UCLA. They're 5-2 with Nico Iamaleava at the helm. Taking a look. Oh, we haven't sinned the week yet. Oh, we did. I'm stupid. Heisman watches Jeremiah Smith, Joey Aguilar, Baron Morton, Gunnar Stockton is here, and John Mateer's fallen down. Jeremiah Smith plays for a 3-loss team, and he's a wide receiver, and he's still the best player in the country. Taking a look at the top 25, it's pretty chalky. This top 4, you got Florida, Penn State, Miami. Their only loss is to the Gators. Oregon's only loss is to the Nittany Lions. Then Texas Tech. Our only loss is to Florida. Clemson's here. They dropped down after losing to SMU. SMU rounds out the top 10. USC, Kansas State. Their only loss was week 0 to Iowa State, who is 6-1. Some more storylines are Duke is undefeated. Notre Dame has 3 losses, but they're still at 20th. And Kansas. Kansas is 6-1. They play Kansas State this week. That will be a good matchup. However, we got to handle business both on the recruiting trail and on the field this week against our rivals LSU. They are awful. LSU is terrible. If we lose this game, bad things will happen. LSU is nothing like their real-life counterpart in this series. They lost to Louisiana Tech. They lost to Vanderbilt. I believe they also lost to Mississippi State. They're horrible. Cornell Anthrop, we are just going to hard sell because I don't know if he's ever going to be a true number 1 guy for us. At best, I think he becomes just like an in and out of the mix running back. The schools we're up against are not all that prestigious aside from Oklahoma, who is gaining. I do want to take a look and scout him because he looks pretty good. He's pretty shifty, 5'9", 175. I'm hoping he would be at that size. But, oh God, Kai Spawn, Texas is trying to steal him. My 6'5", 199 receiver. Time to max him out. make sure we nail him down. We did get Celeste Miles, however. We lose out on Devontae Ty, the 5-star tackle. We were in a 1v1 battle with our rivals, and he decides to go to the bad side. Dylan Seltzner, we're still in first place. Hayden Lund committed a couple weeks ago. Gideon is ready for a visit. I think I'm going to make that happen week 10. Talk to him about how cool of a coach I am. Jermaine Huber is fine. Tyreek Cheek, I think, has to go up to 50 points. He is a 5-star recruit. He's also going to cost a pretty penny to come in for a visit since he's from San Diego. That is a long way away. J.R. Sills, speaking of visits, bring him in week 12 against the Cox. Talk to him about pro potential. TJ Purdy still doesn't like us. He is really keen on going to NC State for some reason. We'll schedule him for a visit. Jacquez Gage, we've been in the lead all recruiting season long. He is now into his top 3. It's us, Tennessee, and Georgia. I'm not writing those 2 off, but we've been in the demanding lead for a while. Lotu Lele, big lead. Manny Hayden, the bust 5-star, big lead. Clarence Mayo, we're just not going to get. And the reason, if you ask, the reason I'm not adding any more players to our board is because I am selling out for the transfer portal, dude. I'm so excited. Ross Cooks is the #1 player in the nation. He committed elsewhere after a 1v1 recruiting battle. So maybe future Delaware rebuild? Maybe. If you insist, I'll do it. We'll go there. Any more visits I can schedule? There's not really. So I guess we just go hard in on the points. Frederick Arma from Cannonsburg, Pennsylvania. Throw more points on him. Trapuka can keep with what he's got. At the mic, Will, Samuel Tulele, Jacquez. Yeah, all these guys have the maximum amount of points they can have. Jermaine Huber, I guess we'll upgrade him to a 50 spot. Send the house on him. Gideon looks fine. Lehman. I'm trying to find a spot to put these final 20 points. Boom. It's going to be Cornell Anthrop, and then the final 10 are just going to sit because I'm stupid. All right. We're playing LSU this week. And it should be a good game. Like, these guys, despite what their record says, they're very highly rated overall-wise. And in their house, this is not going to be an easy victory whatsoever. No, don't skip the... Wow. Okay. That's not what I meant to do. Anyways, here we are up against LSU. In Baton Rouge, night game, the worst, toughest place to play in all of college football at night, unless it's the Penn State Whitecaps. As you can see, A&M won this game. Their last time against each other, it was the blackout in Kyle Field, which was a very similar atmosphere to this. The problem is LSU is really bad. Their fans are not as locked in as A&M fans are right now. And Marcel Reed with a spin move. Reed dusts the rest of the defense, picks up 33. We watched film from last year. LSU could not defend the run game, especially with the quarterback, a year ago in this matchup. We're going to abuse that even more this season. Here's a handoff they get on the QB run. Moss picks up just 2. Third down and long already for the Aggies. Reed going down. It's a huge loss of 10. Harold Perkins with the sack. But we do get it back pretty quickly. We are from the 46. This is a loud crowd. Reed, the give, Amari Daniels outspeeds one. Daniels picks up the first down. Amari Daniels, he's been so good for us this year when he's in the mix, it feels like. Reed, quick pass, it's Thor on the catch. 3-yard gain for Malin Nordstrom. Reed on the keeper. He'll lose a yard. Money Marcel going backwards on that play. This is the toughest place to play in all of college football according to EA Sports. And Boss reaches forward, it's 4th and inches. They say 50-yard field goal. I say no. We are going for this. This crowd getting loud. Sends a man in motion. It's Craver. He'll get to the outside and pick up the first. Craver faced the Tigers last year, but lost as a Mississippi State Bulldog. He's looking for that victory today as much as anybody. Handoff, Amari Daniels. Daniels tries to stiff arm, gets swallowed up after just a yard gain. Reed. They'll snap it. They'll scramble. Reed passes it. Concepcion. Walk-in touchdown Aggies. KC hits the gritty after a big score. It's Reed to Concepcion. And now Texas A&M gets it back. End of the first quarter almost. Reed, here's the give. It's Moss. He'll only get a yard. And that will end the first quarter. For the Aggies, Texas A&M leads 7-0 here in Baton Rouge. Keeper for Reed. Reed spins off of the man, picks up 5 on the quarterback keep. This place is really loud. There's the pass. Niblack breaks a tackle, picks up the first down. It's Amari Niblack. And Marcel Reed is yet to throw an incompletion today. See this entire team riding off of his shoulders. There's Le'Veon Moss with a 9-yard gain. Moss not looked good. 4 carries, 8 yards. We'll look to bring in the backup, Ruben Owens, on the next play. Here's Moss again. Picks up a small gain. We'll move the chains. And Owens will check into the game at halfback. Quarterback wrap. He will run outside. Reed on the keeper, and it's going to be a first down. Marcel Reed moves the chains with his legs. Amari Daniels is actually in on this play. The give to the elusive bruiser Daniels, who picks up 7. Nice little game there for Amari. As the Aggies continue to run the ball well. Reed snaps it, he'll throw, it's Terry Bussey. First down for Bussey. And Reed is 6 of 6 passing the ball today. Michael Van Buren Jr. gets the start for LSU with the injury to Garrett Nussmeier. There goes Reed. Receiver got bumped, no matter. Picks up the first anyways. 56 yards on the ground today for Reed already. It's looking like that week 1 go that he put up. Reed throws on the run, is incomplete. Finally throws an incompletion, his first of the day. Comes here in the early second quarter. Reed, scramble. They'll throw it away again. Back-to-back incompletions thrown by Marcel Reed after completing each of his first 6. 3rd down and 10. Reed, the pass, it's Craver, picks up the first down and more. Mario Craver. It's 1st and goal now. Reed will pull it, gets rocked. Not a bad play call, not a good one. Can't see any mud puddles, which is wonderful. Here's the play action. Niblack is open over the middle. He makes the catch. Touchdown, Aggies. Amari Niblack in the end zone for the score. And it is a 6-yard touchdown for A&M. LSU responds with a score of their own. It is now first down. Reed snaps it. Here he'll scramble away from Perkins, and he'll throw it away. Somehow got rid of that football. 2nd and 10 now. Perkins is going to lay a thump on Marcel Reed if he didn't get that ball in. 3rd down now. Owens with a 4-yard gain. It's his first action of the day. Reed somehow completes that to Niblack. It's 4th and 2, and we'll just punt it away. Hand it back over to the Tigers, who take the lead before half. Wonderful. Okay. Well, that's not ideal. Reed will run it. Sorry, they don't take the lead. They tie the game. My bad, I'm stupid. I doubt I'll throw this ball. Actually, maybe if Bussey's open, I'll lob him in the ball. LSU's pass rush got really good all of a sudden. Anyways, we will go to the half tied in Death Valley. The Tigers with a nice final 2 drives of the half. And they'll get the ball right back. However, they do not do as well. Their first drive there. Here's Reed. Snaps it. The give to Owens will be 3. Bussey makes the catch. First down. Aggies. Terry Bussey going up and mossing the defender. How about that? Highlight reel play from our young sophomore. Reed, man in his face, no matter who throws it to Thor, who picks up the first. How about Marcel Reed? Dealing here. Middle of the game. Owens, I did not know he was getting the ball. Well, I thought I ought to be. Owens is going to go out of the game for Le'Veon Moss. Next play. Quick pass, it's KC. Makes the catch, 5-yard gain for Concepcion. Reed, he'll run. Can he get through? He can. Marcel Reed, he's faster. The Marcel Reed effect for the first down. Aggies, that is huge. What a play. Over the middle, that one is dropped by Concepcion. Reed sends Craver in motion. This place is loud. Craver to the outside. He will get his 1 yard on the play. And now, big time play here. 3rd and 9. Can't see the buttons. And Bussey drops it in the end zone. Terry Bussey won't hold on to it. That was Marcel Reed's 3rd passing touchdown of the day. If it's held on to by Terry Bussey. Huge drop there. That cost us 4 points. There's Daniels with a small pickup. He's got 4 for 23 today. 2nd and 6. Reed will give it to Moss. Moss with plenty of room. Le'Veon Moss picks up another first down, moving the chains. 6 carries, 26 yards today for Lovey. What in the world? Moss gets it, picks up a yard. That'll be it. Yikes, guy. Ooh, Concepcion. Okay. Reed breaks the tackle, then gets brought down for just the second time tonight. It'll be 3rd and 13. Let's run a high risk, or low risk, high reward type play here. I always say that about these jet touch passes because they can do stuff like this. 4th and 1, we got a decision to make. I'm saying send Amari Daniels and the power offense out there. Let's move these chains Aggie style. Reed, the give. Daniels, plenty of room. Daniels goes up and over. Hurdles a man. How about Amari Daniels doing his thing there? And the Aggies look back in control. Reed on the run will complete it to Moss. Moss picks up 4 on the short reception. Reed hasn't looked deep much today. However, when he has, he's been pretty successful. He had Bussey on the Moss. There's Bussey on another nice catch. Well past the sticks. Terry's got 3 catches, 45 yards today. Reed, quarterback wrap. The keeper, he'll scramble, and it's going to be a touchdown. Money Marcel flexes in the end zone after a touchdown to cap off what was an amazing drive by him and the rest of this team. LSU, though, will not go out. They score another touchdown. So it's 1st and 10 for the Ags. This one's over the middle, caught by KC Concepcion. Marcel Reed kind of feeling himself right now. 247 total yards, 3 touchdowns. That one is caught. Niblack breaks the tackle. 1st down for Amari Niblack, who continues to play well today. You see Bussey and Concepcion both running to the end zone. And Reed instead is going to get sacked. He takes a big loss. This crowd really got pumped up after that. That one falls incomplete. Intended for Concepcion, but it is off the back foot. Reed, this place is loud. Gets it to Craver. And that's probably in range for another field goal attempt. 49 yards for Randy Bond. It falls. And we'll get it right back. How about that? Now it's time to run it out, cover the ball, and then ice this game up. Handoff. Moss. Le'Veon Moss picks up 7. Trey Zoom seems to be hurt on the play. That's not ideal. Stopping the clock. Moss stopped for a loss of 2, and he will be in. So 2 injuries act as 3 timeouts for LSU. And there's a catch. Concepcion over the middle. When you need him, he's there. Amari Daniels will be the new halfback. As the clock is rolling, and the Aggies have a 1st down. 2nd and 8, timeout Tigers. A loud crowd here. Reed throws that one in. Niblack had his both hands on him. Not sure why he wasn't able to haul that in. 3rd down and 8 now. Reed snaps it. He's got Craver. Will it be enough? Craver 4th and inches. 55 yards, I think not. Let's run this football. Daniels won't get it. Again, they won't give it to Daniels on 4th and inches. We get it back, though. In their territory, all is well. Le'Veon Moss back in the game. Also, he is dead there. What is going on? 3rd down, we'll go to the 2-minute mark. 2 minutes have hit. We have dominated this game in the yards. Oh no. Alright, it's fine. We're going to be up by 9. Let me get it back. Woo! Woo! That was scary. Handoff Moss continues to lose yards. This guy sucks. Lead up the middle. They pick up a nice little game. And then with the final play of the game, we rub it in their faces with a passing touchdown call. And get a yard. All right, we win. We go to Baton Rouge and we knock off the Tigers. It was a great game. Really good game for our QB, Marcel Reed. 217 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks, 84 yards on the ground with the score. Moss was bad. Daniels was not that good. Owens was awful. Receiving was Casey, then Craver, then Bussy. Niblack also had a score. Still had a ton of drops. Blocking, we were good. Reed Adams actually gave up a sack, which is crazy. Kennedy and Regis with sacks, and Yedem Powell shared another. Brooks with another interception. He leads the team with, I believe, 3 now on the season. And taking a look at the stats 2/3 of the way through the regular season, Reed hasn't been that good. 9 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Certainly isn't ideal, especially compared to like the rest of the country. But he's also added 6 on the ground, and he's like one of our leading rushers. Moss is here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make 10-minute quarters with accelerated clock. That's, I think, what I want to do. 10 minutes, accelerated clock on to 20. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that, see how that works for the next game. That's what I do for my real dynasties. Sam Latulele commits. Gregory Ginn, the quarterback, commits. And nobody's committed elsewhere. But yeah, you see Ruben Owens, Marcel Reed looking to transfer away. That is not ideal. Certainly. We have another bye week this week. We'll recruit, and then we'll take a look at what happened around the rest of the country. Gregory Ginn did commit. Cornell Anthrop, not much else we can do. Deontay Tuttle is going to commit here. He just doesn't like our playing style. Kai Spahn is so scary that Texas has hopped right back in this battle. Donovan Lehman, let's just lock him down. Let's do that. Lock him down. Dylan Selsner, we're probably not going to get. Gideon, we've got pretty good. Tyreek Cheek, Notre Dame is the lead. Let's schedule him for a visit. Talk about how great the SEC is. Notre Dame's not even in a conference, and you want conference prestige? Like, bro, what? Playing time. J.R. Sills, we're looking good on. TJ Purdy, we are not looking good on. He still is super keen on going to NC State. Manny Hayden, DeMontre Tripucka. We'll do conference prestige. That's fine. That's fine. Anybody else we can throw on the board? I'm looking for like one prospect. Like maybe a 5-star who's reassessing his offers. Nope. How about 4 stars? Nope. Okay. It's good to hear. We'll exit recruiting, and then we'll take a look. Actually, we're back up to 4th in the country. That's interesting. Penn State, Florida, Miami ahead of us. Looks like Texas. We just switched spots with Texas Tech. Then Clemson, Kansas State. Really chalky week, to be honest, apparently. Wake Forest is still undefeated at 7-0. What? I thought they went out a while back. Whatever. Looks like we'll go to week 9, take a look at what happened. Nebraska remains ranked after a close win. UCLA with another big, nice win over a ranked Indiana team. Michigan drops a game to Michigan State. Louisville back up in the top 10. South Carolina keeps their winning streak, and Alabama keeps a disappointing season alive. Rough year for them. Vandy keeps scoring a ton of points, but they give up even more. They score like 40, 50 points a game, but they'll lose like 55 to 53. Boise State with another nice win. They'll probably be the G5 representative in the college football playoff. Kentucky, nice year, 5-2. They knock off a ranked Tennessee opponent who just went to Tuscaloosa and beat Alabama by almost 30. So that's a scrappy team you're looking at. Iowa State BYU was a big matchup. The Cyclones came out on top. Georgia Tech Syracuse, battle of a couple of really disappointing teams this year. And then Wake Forest was able to knock off top 10 SMU right after the Mustangs knocked off Clemson. So the ACC is a mess right now. Oklahoma, big win over Ole Miss. Both those teams have rebounded after some weird stretches in the season. Wisconsin knocks off Oregon. The Ducks fall from 4th to 15th. Wisconsin, weird year. They're 5-3 though. Texas Tech remains undefeated. Kansas State with a big win over their ranked opponent, the Jayhawks, in the Sunflower Showdown, as they are 7-0 in the regular season. Their only loss was in week 0. Auburn, after a blowout win over the Razorbacks, is back in the rankings. Texas has fallen all the way out. They're 5-3. Crazy to think that they were the number 1 team in the nation just a few weeks ago. But we will simulate another week. 7-1 right now. Top 5 in the country. And it looks like we're going to get the 5-star bust Mike Manny Hayden. So he will be in the mix at Mike next year. Texas A&M, we face off at Missouri. This is not a guaranteed win, in my opinion. Tigers are pretty good. They're 5-3. Of course, in a matter of weeks, Kai Spahn has gone from having us as his top school with no other offers to getting stolen by Texas. I don't know what we can do to get him back. Jermaine Huber, Ohio State has jumped in on the lead. You clocked in for him. Tyreek Cheek, J.R. Sills, we got the lead. I don't know how good of a class this is going to be with the recruiting. I am relying on the transfer portal to be huge for us this offseason. I think it will be. I'm excited. I'm stoked to see all the storylines. I wouldn't be surprised if Jeremiah Smith enters with how bad of a year Ohio State's been having. D-tackle, Jacquez Gage, Georgia with a huge week last week. They jump up a ton. They were never in the mix. But right now, they are coming for our spot at number 1 for the 5-star defensive tackle. We'll up our offer on Trapuka, Arma, and then I don't know what else we can do. Schedule Lehman for a visit, week 13 against Samford. That's going to be all. Taking a look at the top classes, we are 10th right now. We have signed 5 5-stars, which is the best in the country. 4 4-stars. It's only 9 recruits, though, that have come in so far. But as you can see, we got a lot of players at risk of transferring. Owens, Reed, Funk, Wilson, Borden, and Radcliffe all at a big-time risk. Bro, what do you mean you're going to transfer because of championship contender? We are the 4th best team in the country. We have an insanely good championship contender. All right, we're going to wear the all whites up against Mizzou. Should be a good matchup. I hope we win. I hope Reed has a good game. There they are. The Tigers get ready to host their conference opponent, and actually former conference opponent, the Big 12. These two teams faced off at night in a night game late in the season. Here at SEC play, a battle of 2 winning teams. The 4th-ranked Aggies on the road against unranked Mizzou. Here at Faro Field. A&M and Mizzou facing off here this week. We will get the kick return. It is 47 degrees outside right now. It's cold for Aggies to be playing football. There's KC Concepcion. You see he's got 368 receiving yards on the season. Reed to scramble, and he's sacked. Losing 8, Damon Wilson on the sack. Hand off Moss on the read option. Moss will pick up a decent bit back. He'll get 8. The 8 that Reed just lost, pretty much. Reed throws it intended for Moss, but he didn't turn around and catch the ball. Alright. So Mizzou scores. 1-yard run by Amari Daniels. We're back with Marcel Reed and company here on second down. Reed looks to the sideline, then the snap. Rolls out. That one is caught. Pulled in by Concepcion for the first down. It's a 17-yard gain for KC Concepcion. Reed throws it for Craver. It's jammed away. Hands it off for Moss. Moss, plenty of room to run. Can he get a blocker? He cannot. If he had gotten that block, he would have been off to the races for the touchdown. It's a 39-yard gain anyways. Huge gain for Le'Veon Moss. Reed on the run. He's got KC Concepcion, but he overthrows him. That is an easy touchdown. If stupid Marcel Reed doesn't screw it up. Oh, you're joking. Daniels to the outside. He will pick up a nice gain. It's going to be 7 for Amari Daniels. And they'll send them right back out on the field with Daniels, who gets it and gets tackled from behind. He will keep the offense out on 4th and 1. Offense stays out. Le'Veon Moss is the back. He'll get it, and he will truck forward, reach for the end zone, and he's in. Touchdown, Aggies. They tie it up. 3rd down and 5. for Mizzou will hop in. The snap. Kribula to scramble. He's sacked. Scooby Williams brings him down. It's a 7-yard loss for the transfer from Penn State. Oh, Kribula. And now we will get it back. Reed with a short pass for Niblack. Makes the catch, and Reed is hurt. All right, here comes Jacob Zeno, the new quarterback for A&M. Zeno, the long-time QB, bounced around at his third school. And the second different Texas school as he started out his career at Baylor. We'll keep Zeno in the game for the time being. There's the snap. Zeno, quick pass, is tipped by the defender. Almost intercepted. Josiah Trotter got a hand on him. It's 2nd and 10. Game tied at 7 here early in the second quarter. Zeno, quick touch pass. It's Craver. Sheds a tackler, then trucks forward. They get 8 yards. Bond, the kicker, not quite in his range here at midfield, but if we were to pick up the first down and a bit more, we'd be able to kick a field goal and take this lead. There's the 5th first down of the day for the Aggies. Marcel Reed comes back out onto the field. They'll snap it. Reed, quick pass. Niblack makes the catch. First down for the tight end. Amari Niblack with a heads-up play. Marcel Reed moves the chains. Handoff to Moss. Gets gobbled up for a loss of 1. That's Moss's first bad carry of the day. He's been great so far. Reed to step up and scramble. He's got to get down. Don't want to see him get hurt any more than he already is. Stadium pulse going crazy. Daniels to the outside. He will pick up the first. Amari Daniels moves those chains for the Aggies. Now Reed to snap it. That one is caught by Concepcion, who will walk into the end zone. Touchdown, Texas A&M. Why are you waving to the crowd? This game's not over yet. Anyways, it's a 20-yard strike to KC for the score, but Missouri is going to retaliate with a touchdown of their own. We play on here in Columbia. Going to go down. Didn't have anybody open. 2nd sack of the day for the Mizzou defense. I think Bussey's going to get open. Never mind. Reed immediately gets sacked again. Nice. Bussey's going to get open. There, can Bussey get it? He can. Terry Bussey takes the top off the defense. And what a dime from Marcel Reed to one of his top receivers. Bussey really has been hot these last few weeks. Here's the give to Moss. Cheap move. Le'Veon Moss picks up 7. He's got 71 yards rushing today. Here's a jet touch pass for Craver, who picks up the first. Hurdles over a man. And he will just keep on moving those chains. Mario Craver. Reed sacked again. That's the 3rd time this drive he's going down. What is that, Faru at center? Somebody is blocking so shit there up the middle. Sets his feet, gets it to Niblack, who I guess couldn't hold in. There's no way that was no game. Just getting another sack. Nope. Reed gets it to, nope, never mind. It's yard away again. It'll be a 45-yard field goal for Bond. And Mizzou takes the lead right before half. That's crazy. Diabolical work, one might even say. Craver drops it. Can we hold on to the fucking football? Oh my goodness. It's now 2nd and 10. Reed snaps it. He'll look back. Now he'll throw, nearly intercepted. Another incompletion. As Reed has misfired several times in a row at this point. Reed snaps it. Here he'll go for Niblack, who finally hauls it in. 4th and 5. 55 yards field goal, down by 4. He will keep the offense out. Reed scrambling. Gets it to Concepcion, but it's short of the first down marker. We get it back, though. Defense clutches up. We are in a battle right now with Missouri. We've played in a lot of close games this year, but this is one of the scariest. The only loss was kind of a blowout to Florida. Moss with a nice game there. He has outplayed Ahmad Hardy on the other side of the field. That's a pick. Reed makes another mistake. Gets the tackle, but this is going to be at best a 7-point deficit. Yeah, it is. 24-17. Oh, Reed is so stinky. Okay, I think this is a perfect play for what this look is. Reed lobbing it up for Bussey, who's going to come back to it and drop it. Bussey can't come down with the catch. It's 2nd and 10. Reed snaps it and look to screen it from Moss, who's been good today. Moss picking up a decent hit. Picks up 8. It's now 3rd and 2. They'll keep him out there for 3rd down, but he'll likely get the carry. Here he is, Moss up the middle, 4th and 1. Offense stays out. Moss comes out, Daniels in. Daniels, this dude sucks on 4th down. Oh my gosh. That is the 4th time this episode that Daniels has been stopped on 4th and short. We are now down by multiple possessions. But we remember the Arkansas game. Remember how quickly we were able to turn that around. We just got to get some momentum. Oh my goodness, that would have been the momentum we needed. Reed just fucking amazing. Reed's passing skills are so bad. That's a wide open Terry Bussey. What are we doing, Marcel Reed? He's so wear and tear down that like nothing. Just nothing sticking. Reed to Niblack, who hauls it in. Wow, Amari Niblack makes the catch there. Congrats. He caught the football. Nobody else on the team does that. And Concepcion just made a 0-yard gain. I want to run the ball more with Moss because he's been so good, but if we just, like, I don't know if that's a luxury we can afford with how, we just lost 6 fucking yards. What was I saying? With how much we've been losing. Come on, Reed, please complete the pass. Oh my goodness! What? Who picks that? Oh my god. You're joking. You are actually joking. We are down 38-17 at Mizzou, folks. What? Short pass for Moss is caught. All of a sudden, Reed, with like his 4th, that's got to be, his 4th multi-interception game this year. It's like he throws none or he throws 2. There's Niblack with the catch. Wardstrom is in his way. Niblack having a nice game, 60 yards today. 3rd and 1. We are down by a ton. We're not going to win this game. Like, we would have to go on an Arkansas-type run, and that would only tie it. That would only tie it. Reed the snap. The throw, it's for Bussey, who makes the catch, picks up 7. We can't throw the ball deep. We have no ability to throw it deep. Reed gives it. It's Moss. Up and over. First down, Moss. Injury timeout. Moss just 1 yard shy of the century mark. I think it's mainly because another reason we have not been good is because Reed hasn't been able to... Oh, my God. Okay. Reed hasn't been able to scramble effectively because he's been hurt. No way! Marcel Reed again throws an interception. Heisman difficulty is so brutal, dude. That one's caught by Niblack. Again, Amari Niblack having a day. Reed, though, been picked off 3 times. Having his worst day of probably his career, to be honest. Orstrom makes the catch. There's 4. Reed will run, pick up the first. Snap it. Over the middle, it's blocked by Concepcion. What we like to see. That'll be the 2-minute warning. Down by 21 at the 2-minute warning to Mizzou is not what I was expecting for this game. Quick screen from Moss. He's been amazing today. He's been our best player on the field. He hasn't even been close. Reed option. Pulls it. He'll go. And he won't get quite to the end zone. But he gets close. He's inside the 1. 1:18 and counting left in the game. We're down by 21. This is going to be our second loss of the year. We're going to fall down from 4th in the country as Craver walks in for the score. Yeah, this game is over. Missouri wins at home against us on their turf. Very reminiscent of A&M's season last year. Starting out 7-1. Now the wheels starting to fall off here, slowly but surely. As Marcel Reed's season stats have started to get pretty ugly. So Missouri improves to 6-3. We are now 7-2. Likely falling out of the top 10 if I were to guess. We do commit a 4-star corner, Frederick Arma, and then the 4-star running back, Cornell Anthrop. And then look at that, Deontay Tuttle, the 5-star halfback commits, despite the deal breaker. Oh my goodness, there's no way Georgia just passed us to Jacquez Gage. He was never they were never even in the picture for him. Now we host a top 5, we moved down 9 spots. We can go to 13th. Top 5 South Carolina now comes to town. What? We'll take a look at the parity from last week. Obviously, the big upset over us. UTSA continues to barely squeak by. USC with a narrow win over Northwestern. They remain with just 1 loss. They're 3rd now. Oregon gets back on the winning side of things. Notre Dame loses in a rivalry against Navy, finally falls out of the rankings. Wake Forest is 9-0. What is going on with Wake? Florida State upsets Clemson. The Tigers have fallen out of the rankings after the loss in that rivalry. Miami with another win. Their only losses to Florida. SMU, they get a win. Ohio State's back in the rankings with a 3-point win over Purdue, who's awful. UCLA continues to win. They beat a ranked opponent in Nebraska. Florida with a close win at Kentucky. That was dangerous. Duke remains undefeated in a basketball game against Connecticut. Well, that's a weird matchup to be played in football. LSU and Alabama, an unranked matchup. LSU improves to 3-6 as they over double Alabama's score in Tuscaloosa. Ugly year for Kalen DeBoer and company. They're 4-5, 1-5 in conference. Iowa State falls. They dropped just their second game of the year against TCU. The Frogs were 0-5 in conference going into this game. Washington 8-1. They're still in the top 10. Georgia, they win 6-3. UNLV is 8-1. They get closer to the college football playoff. Colorado with the close win. Louisville with the close win. They're 4th in the country now. Auburn continues to win. They were on a 3-game winning streak. They're 7-3. Mizzou is still not ranked at 6-3. Very odd. Top 10 matchup. BYU barely squeaks past Texas Tech, my bad. And then Penn State loses to Indiana. Another loss for them. They've fallen out of the picture quite quick. Another team that at one point was number 1 in the country. You look at the top 25, only a few undefeated teams remain. Florida and Miami are top 2. Miami actually lost to Florida. So your undefeated teams are Florida at 1, Duke at 6, Wake at 11. And that's it. Then there were 3 undefeated teams in college football. We'll take a look at the recruiting because we did get some big commits last week, including the whole running back room. Kai Spahn is probably going to get stolen by Texas. Dylan Seltzner, we're just not going to get. Gideon here, I'm ready to hard sell. Yeah, we're hopefully going to get Gideon. Tyreek Cheek, it's not looking good. J.R. Sills, it is looking pretty good, even though George is coming up. Jermaine Huber likes Ohio State more than us. TJ Purdy, we finally pass up NC State. Jacquez Gage, we're in a battle with Georgia, and I swear if they steal him from me. Demontre Trapuka, we got a nice lead. And yeah, there we are. I'll be right back, guys. Just going to grab a drink of water. All right, we're hopping into the game now. Hosting the Gamecocks. College game day is here. We'll go white. There's a second white helmet. We'll go white, maroon, maroon. They'll go black, white, garnet. All right, readying up against South Carolina. Can we upset a top 5 team and get back in the mix? Or will we truly fall as Texas A&M always does? Welcome back to Kyle Field, Aggies. Here they come for the first time in weeks, not being ranked in the top 10. They moved down 9 spots after losing at Missouri. And now they got to host 8-1 South Carolina. The Gamecocks have nearly been perfect this season. Lenora Sellers has been a dog at QB. We know how good the defensive line is. There they come, South Carolina, Texas A&M. This was a protected rivalry across divisions that was played every year when there were divisions. So these teams have met just as much as Alabama and Auburn over the past decade and a half. And so there's some bad blood between these two schools, especially both being ranked in the top 15 facing up for the first time. This is the first time these two teams have been as high as they've been ranked. College Game Day is here, for heaven's sake, as the Aggies are featured on Game Day for the third time this season. The second time they've come to Kyle Field. Here's Marcel Reed, first play of the game. He'll throw for Mario Craver. That's a catch, it's 7 yards. I've got a feeling that maybe, just maybe, we'll be able to pull off the upset here against a top 5 opponent. We were there last week at 4th in the country before falling to an unranked opponent on the road. Reed stepping up, he'll scramble, and it'll be 6 on the play for Marcel Reed. Tackled by Gabriel Brownlow-Dimby, former Texas A&M Aggie, who entered the transfer portal this last offseason. That one is going to be caught by Bussey on the curl route. Reed just panicked and threw it to one of his top receivers and ended up working out. Good catch there by Bussey. Reed to scramble, still on his feet. Reed will pick up the first down. He sent Concepcion upfield to try to get open, but good job by the defender roll. Reed with it. He is sacked this time. He's brought down for a 7-yard loss on the play. South Carolina brings him backwards. Reed hit as he throws. Concepcion was open, going towards the end zone, and it'll bring up 3rd and 17. Reed to Bussey again. It's a 14-yard gain, brings up 4th and 3. A field goal, never mind. We went for it, apparently, and got it. 12-yard gain by Mario Craver. And we'll just move the chains and keep on cooking here. Reed, quick toss out to Le'Veon. And there they go. It'll be 1st and goal as Moss, who ran for 99 yards on just 11 carries last week. We were losing for so much that we were constantly throwing the football. But when Moss got the ball, he was great. Amari Daniels now powers into the end zone. Amari Daniels, who's already got 2 multi-touchdown games this year. Sellers and company driving down the field. It's 3rd and 6. We'll jump in. Red zone opportunity for Sellers. Meanwhile, on the other side, comes Cassius Howell. Sellers steps up. Sellers to scramble to the end zone. And he reaches forward, won't get it. He's at the 1. 15-yard gain by Sellers. They'll punch it in on the next play. Hand off Moss. Le'Veon Moss breaking tackles, first down and more, as the Aggies move the chains. Reed snaps it. He'll scramble. Dylan Stewart is there. Gets the sack. The Aggies lose 11. 2nd and 21. It'll be the last play of the quarter. There's a jet pass. Mario Craver is going to lose 2. 3rd and 23. My goodness. For the Aggies. And Reed is hit as he throws. It'll be incomplete. Intended for Bussey. The Aggies get it back, though. 1st down and 10. Reed audible at the line. Hikes it, gives it Moss. Moss with a stiff arm. And he picks up a nice little gain. How about Le'Veon Moss off to a nice start? 4 carries for 42 yards. He will come out of the game after this play. It'll be Ruben Owens who will check in. Owens didn't get a lot of time last week, mainly because of how great Moss was playing. Alright, 3rd and 2 now. Craver makes the catch. It'll be 4th and inches. And you better believe I'm not giving it to Amari Daniels here. Dude was horrible. Dude's been horrible all year in 4th down situations. Owens instead picks up the first. And will keep on playing. The give to Owens. There'll be a 2-yard gain there for Money Marcel. They'll roll out. Got an open man. It's caught Bussey. Terry Bussey down to the 25. Marcel Reed completes that throw on the run to one of his better players. He's 7 of 9 today passing it. Looked pretty good. Reed. He'll scramble. Dylan Stewart again. Stewart has 2.5 sacks already, just halfway through the second quarter. He's accounted for almost every sack South Carolina's tallied today, only sharing half a sack with the rest of his team. He's a game record, and the fact that he'll have to be in college again next year is just scary for all the rest of the SEC. Reed pushed out after just a 2-yard gain. It will be a short field goal for the Ags, who get it back. And now, Marcel Reed goes back to work. Here comes the blitz. Reed on the run. It's caught by Malin Nordstrom. He picks up 2 on the play. Reed, once he throws, 4th and 5. It'll be a decision. And the offense stays out there. Interesting decision for this coaching staff, but Amari Nyblack makes the catch, and the Aggies move the chains yet again. Nyblack's been great the past 2 weeks. Last week was our leading receiver in that losing effort to Mizzou. Here's Craver. First down for Mario Craver. Really threading the needle short today. 1st and 10 with 1:56 to play in the half. Over the middle, Nyblack with the diving catch. The tight end continues to make highlight plays, boosting his draft stock. Here's the give. It's Owens. Spin move. Owens down to the 2. How about Ruben Owens? Physical on that play, and the Aggies try to take a multi-possession lead before halftime. Here's Reed. He'll scramble, and he'll go in. Touchdown A&M. Marcel Reed runs it in for his, I believe, 8th rushing score of the year. Yeah, that's pretty good. 28 seconds left. Texas A&M can make it even more of a lead if they wish. Concepcion has his little Heisman 2 ability activated. Will pass lead it forward. He makes the catch. Aggies still piling it on here. Concepcion with the catch this time. Reed, the snap. He'll scramble out. Here he's got Bussey, same thing. We keep beating him over the middle of the field with those deep passes. Reed on the run makes another completion. He's got 14 today to Lenora Sellers' 4. That doesn't describe how this game's gone. I don't know what does. And the Aggies reach in. Amari Nyblack with the touchdown. Texas A&M with a bounce-back game here at home, 24-7 against South Carolina. The top 5 team. A&M was 4th, knocked down to 13th after the loss last week. But they've come on back very strong here at home against these Gamecocks. And Reed immediately sacked there. Brownlow Dindy gets the sack against his former teammate. Here's Reed to give to Owens. Owens will pick up 5. We'll bring Moss back next play. Reed getting out there, but he's sacked. Down goes Reed. Brownlow Dindy for the second straight play. Wait, how did we get it back? Whatever, I don't care. We're up 31-7. We are blowing these dudes out at home. How about Money Marcel and company? That one's caught by Craver. It's a short catch for 3. How about Reed? 18 of 22, 223 yards, 2 passing, 1 rushing. That'll do it. Here's Reed to give to Moss. He gets out to the outside. Le'Veon Moss picks up the first. And the Aggies continue to pile it on. What is going on here in Aggie land? Here's a lob pass. Concepcion makes the grab in the end zone. It's going to be 38-7. We lost last week against Mizzou, and now we're beating 5th-ranked South Carolina by 31. Make it make sense. Well, I'll give you 2 words. Kyle Field. This team is totally different when they are at home in front of this crowd. It is 38-7. We're going to give it to Moss, who is going to pick up none. Dylan Stewart's been all over the field today. Got to give him his flowers. But we go to the 4th. A&M leads by 31. We might see backups in this game. Reed lobbing it up for Concepcion. And of course he comes down with it. How about Reed having a generational day passing the ball today? It's been amazing throwing it. I think we might just start running the ball a lot more, but we knew we were going to have to throw it. South Carolina has a great D-line, a good pass rush, and a good run defense. We knew what kind of offense we were going to have to run, and we came out here and ran it amazingly. Reed's having a career day. As here he keeps it on the option play. Marcel Reed, juke move outside, picks up the first down, injures the defender. Reed, the snap. He'll scramble. He doesn't know where to go, but he will pick up 5. Nice little gain there for Reed. He only has 4 rushing yards today, probably because he's been sacked quite a few times. Here's Reed, motions, it's Craver. Craver to the outside. He will pick up 4. Not bad. For the slot receiver, Mario Craver. Here's the give, it's Moss. Moss won't get it, 4th and inches. We'll just kick the field goal. South Carolina finally scores a touchdown. Here's Reed, play action. Tried to scramble, but only got a yard. That one's caught. It's Bussey. First down. Marcel Reed still threading the needle. 23 of 27 passing today. What a game for Reed. Here's the give to Moss. It'll be 3 yards on that play. Reed gives it to Moss again. There's 2 yards for Moss. We'll have Mari Daniels. Quick pass, it's Moss. It'll be 4th and 7. Why not just go for it? When you're up by this much, 27-point lead against a top 5 team, that's pretty good, if you ask me. And Concepcion will pick up the first. This game's probably over. And just hand it off to Amari Daniels, Ruben Owens, and Joe Smith. They'll get the ball. Le'Veon Moss's day is probably down. There's a 4-yard gain from Daniels, who's got 3 carries for 9 yards, and he also scored the first points of the game. And there's the keeper, Reed, by himself down the sideline, picks up a bunch. That's not going to do it. 2nd and 13 now. Reed stepping back, scrambling. Looks over, and it's dropped by Concepcion. KC can't hold on. Reed with just his 5th incompletion of the day. He has 25 completions to 5 incompletions. Lenora Sellers has 8 completions to 10 incompletions. Bussey makes the grab, and he will go down in bounds inside the 10. Not bad. Not a bad showing today from the Aggies. Got to go up 48-14 against 5th-ranked South Carolina. Daniels bullying us. We're scheduled for EJ Smith to come in. Play action. Reed immediately sacked for some odd reason. Go, go. Okay. EJ Smith loses a few. We will win the game, folks. Texas A&M statement victory over South Carolina today, 41-14. They say, hey, we're not done yet. Reed with 344 through the air. He ran it for 26 and a score. Moss for 57. Owens for 25. Daniels for 9 and a score. Receiving, Bussey with 125. Concepcion, 108 and a score. Nyblack, 45 and a score. Craver, 38, no touchdowns. But Moss, 26 and a score. Only one drop, it was Concepcion. Soon did give up a pair of sacks, but he also had 12 pancakes. That's a big breakfast. Defensively, no sacks, no picks, mainly because we just weren't on the field. We were just stopping the run, and Sellers was throwing a ton of incompletions. The pass coverage was great. And Marcel Reed had by far his best game of the year. You look at the stats now for Reed, they look much better. 1897, 14 and 10 with 7 rushing scores. That's not great, but it's certainly not horrible. Daniels has cooled way off, 5.1 yards per carry. I need Owens to stay, dude. All right, so we improved to 8-2. South Carolina is still 8-2, or regresses to 8-2. We got 2 games left. This week we get to play an FCS school. J.R. Sills commits, but as expected, Kai Spahn gets stolen by the evil empire that's Texas. We're back in the top 10 and 9th in the country. We'll look at the scores around the country as well. Louisville fell against Clemson. The Tigers show that they're still good. They knock off 4th-ranked Louisville. Oregon gets back up into the top 10 with a win over a ranked Minnesota team. Michigan back in the rankings after poor Northwestern. They always lose by 7 to like these top-ranked teams. Ohio State beats a ranked UCLA team. The Buckeyes now 7-3, and their playoff hopes aren't dead just yet. Indiana's 8-3. They're not ranked though. How about Navy? 9-1. Nobody's talking about them. South Carolina drops down to our spot, 13th. We go up to 9th. Oklahoma with another team hangs 40-plus points on Bama in Tuscaloosa. The Tide are 1-6 in conference. Alabama is currently 4-6 on the season. Wake Forest, how about this? Bill Belichick and company in a rivalry game, Tobacco Road rivalry, 3-6 North Carolina goes to undefeated 9-0 10th-ranked Wake Forest and knocks them off 44-41. Wow. Duke remains undefeated. They get a close win. Florida remains undefeated. They're 10-0. Kansas State with another win. Washington with a 1-point win over Purdue. That's scary. They're now 5th in the country. Penn State is 15th. USC still only has 1 loss. Texas Tech still only has 1 loss. Boise State, you guessed it, they still only have 1 loss. Miami beats the dreadful NC State. NC State is 1-9. Louisiana Tech beat LSU, and now they're 4-6. Ugh. Yeesh. Baylor's back up in the rankings. They're 8-2, 14th now. LSU beats Arkansas. Both those teams are 4-6. And then Texas falls to Georgia. The Longhorns, who were ranked first in the country, have lost 4 of their last 5. And then BYU is still in the top 10, ranked just ahead of us. UNLV also only has 1 loss as well. Taking a look at the top 25, it's Florida, Miami, USC, Duke, Washington, Texas Tech, Oregon, BYU, us, K-State in the top 10 CFP poll. Boise State is 11th. Louisville 12th. South Carolina 13th. Baylor, Penn State. UNLV. Then you get to the 3-loss teams. Auburn, Ohio State, Oklahoma, Georgia. Then Iowa State's 8-2. UCLA is 7-3. Wake is 9-1, all the way down at 23rd in the nation. Michigan 7-3. They're back in the top 25. And Kansas, they will face off against a fellow 8-2 Big 12 opponent with playoff implications on the line. Both those teams are very good, and the winner has a pretty damn good chance of going to the Big 12 championship. But yeah, you gotta hope that K-State or Baylor or Texas Tech is able to drop another game down the line, or you could be in trouble. The recruiting class is pretty much done with. Like, we have a few more guys we're waiting on. Tyreek Cheek, Jermaine Huber. We're going to get one of these guys, I hope. We'll probably get like 18 high school recruits, which I'm fine with. There's no like 4 stars we can go after. If you look at it, no 5 stars, no 4 stars. So it would be 3 stars. I don't feel like having 3 stars on my roster. I want blue chip recruits only. And then, of course, transfers. That's going to be kind of my plan for this. Not trying to have to encourage an 84 overall senior to transfer for a 65 overall 3-star freshman to come in. We're up against an FCS school this week. That's going to be easy. The main thing is, it's senior day. And I want to make sure all of our seniors get a good send-off in their final game in Kyle Field. That means guys like Le'Veon Moss are going to be getting a lot of attention. Same thing with Cassius Howell. They're going to play more defense. Same thing with Will Lee. Jacob Zeno, our backup quarterback. He's only spent a year here, but he's going to get some recognition before the game. So we're actually, before the game starts, we're going to go through all of our seniors that could play in this game. And we're going to talk about them up to this point. The only senior at quarterback is Jacob Zeno. Hasn't played much this year, but he's been on the roster and he's been ready to take over for Marcel Reed at any point. Le'Veon Moss has been a star for us this year. He got hurt at the end of last year, got hurt the year before that as well, but really he's been the main back for the last 3 years. Hopefully he gets a good send-off. Amari Daniels, both those 2 years where Moss got hurt, he filled in as the top back and was good. This year he's had some great moments as our leads our running backs and rushing touchdowns. E.J. Smith, the son of the NFL great Emmitt Smith, he showed some promise at Stanford, but really just always got hurt with us. He's been buried in the depth chart. Wide receiver, super young. Nobody's a senior. Tight end, Amari Nyblack. He's been great for us this year. Nate Borkirker hasn't done much. But then you got Armajay Reed-Adams. He's great. It's going to be tough to see him go. Kolano Ufa'u, Demetrius Crownover. Then Cassius Howell, Dayon Hayes, Tyler Onyedem haven't been here for long. when they have, they've been good. Onyedem is hurt, by the way. He won't go. I don't know if I said that. And FCS is just going to punt it back to us. I am expecting a big-time score run-up here between Marcel Reed and the FCS school. The group is, well, this is Sanford in real life. So we'll treat it like Sanford. We're up against Sanford right now. First down from Reed. Here, Reed to scramble. He will lob it up. What a catch, Niblack. Breaking tackles down inside the 10. It's a dot to Amari Niblack. We do have two players visiting. It's the center and the Mike Trapuka. Hand off Moss. Moss going to get a yard. I thought that play was a QB power, is why I looked so confused. Here is Reed. And he will not get it. Third. Marcel Reed snaps it. He'll roll out. Fires over the middle. It's going to be caught. Thorne Malin Holstrom in the end zone for the score. And Texas A&M is right back on top of things. Come on, guys. This is an FCS school. Let's play defense. So yeah, Onyedem is hurt, so Hicks has been playing a lot more. Cersei was also hurt the last 2 weeks, I believe. We're going to get it back. Blue Redmond won't go anywhere. The running back for quote-unquote Sanford. Hand off Moss, outspeeds, juke move. Le'Veon Moss could just turn nothing into something. Le'Veon goes 26 yards on that play for a huge gain. Now Reed will scramble. Reed puts the ball on the ground. Pick it up, please. Thank you. Woo. Okay. Marcel Reed. We can exhale now. We lost the football. Please don't pick that. Oh my god, thank goodness they're off it. Should have waited just a little bit longer, but I didn't have enough time. Good blocking. Oh my god, dude. That was pitiful. Concepcion makes a catch and flops it. It's a 55-yard field goal from here. I suppose we'll kick it. It's no good. We're going to get it back. Now Reed, hands it off for Moss. We will pick up 6 on the play. Not a bad game for Le'Veon Moss. Reed snaps it, the give, Moss again. No gain on that play. That'll end the first quarter. We lead Samford 7-0. Obviously, we want to see that number increase. Wow, okay. Never saw an FCS linebacker blitz that fast. Reed is sacked, we'll punt it away. We get it back, though, because they're awful. But, so are we. So, joking. I'm joking. There's Le'Veon Moss for 7, not bad at all. Second and 3 now. Reed, scramble. Reed thought about throwing it. He'll run it anyways. First down for Marcel. The quarterback scrambling for the first. Now Reed will give it to Moss. Le'Veon Moss picks up a nice little gain. Here's the give to Moss. They'll pick up another first down. Daniels now in halfback. The senior will also play quite a bit. Daniels up and over, hurdles a man. Picks up 3. That's not really his jam, but he's still able to go up and over. Daniels stays in here for this high formation play. They give it to him. He breaks a tackle. Juke move. Daniels off to the races. First down, Amari Daniels. The Aggies, once again, picking up some first downs. There's Craver on the catch. It's an 8-yard gain for Mario Craver. Brings up 2nd and 2. Reed snaps it. The give to Moss. Trying to make something out of nothing. Instead, he'll lose a yard. Reed to scramble. Oh my God. We'll go for 4th and 3. This is a terrible opponent we're going up against. Boom, touchdown. KC Concepcion. Reed delivers a bomb on 4th down. How on earth did they just get a 29-yard play? Thank you. First and 10 now for the Aggies. Reed will snap it. Here they come, and they get the sack. Loss of 7. Dang, what are these really feeding these Samford pass rushers? Reed, the lob pass for Craver. And he will make the catch. First down. Aggies to go up tempo right now. Here's the give to Moss. He will not get anything. No gain for Le'Veon. Reed to run. Plenty of room for Marcel. And yeah, nice little thing. Marcel Reed, you can hear the band playing after every first down. They just continue to move the chains. Hand off Daniels. He won't get much. He'll actually lose a yard. Just about a minute left. Oh my God, Reed is so bad. Like, I don't know why. Like, he's terrible. He's really bad. Oh my goodness, he ran that route for me. I'm still going to catch it though. Never mind. Never mind. I'm joking. Kick is good. It's 17 zilch. We have 9 seconds left. I think Bussy or Concepcion gets so open in this play. Yeah, look at Bussy, dude. Never mind, I'll just do a pick. Ignore that. Thanks, gave them a free sack. Alright, 17-0 at halftime with Samford. We do get the ball at half. Second and 10. Here's the give for Moss. He'll juke. Le'Veon Moss off to the races. Moss down the sideline. The 30, the 20, the 10. Touchdown. Texas A&M. He takes a bow. 131 yards rushing today for Le'Veon Moss. He will add on to that total on this next drive. We're keeping him in. Thing is, he can rest now after that huge gain. Let's just put Bussy on a slant. Babe, that is not working. Oh my shit. Reed keeps getting sacked. Reed does not stop getting sacked. Here's the snap. Reed. Oh my god. That was almost a safety. They got 5 sacks. What is going on? Okay, I'm confident in Bussy's abilities to get open here, but I have to watch the video. Yeah, alright, we're punting it back to him. Second and 7 for Reed and company. Here's the give to Moss. Juke move, he'll pick up 2. Reed, the lob pass for Concepcion. Thank you. Good night. Touchdown, Aggies. It is about to be 31 zilch, folks. Oh my goodness, they scored points. That's cute. 31-3 right now. Reed will give for Daniels, who will power forward. Or no, it's Owens. I'm stupid. Now Money Marcel for 2 yards. And this will be the last play of the half. Not the half, the quarter. Nate Borkirker makes the catch. First down, Aggies. How about Texas A&M making a statement here, blowing out Samford? They understood the assignment. They're a top 10 team to stay. Okay, they're playing Miley Cyrus. Okay. Owens at halfback, still on his feet. Ruben Owens powers for 9. We'll have Amari Daniels come in the next play. The give for Owens, plenty of room. Ruben Owens, first down and more. And the band continues to jam out. No! Okay. Second and 10. There's Daniels on a juke. Amari Daniels picks up the first down. How about Amari Daniels with that nice game? Oh my goodness. Can he do it? Amari Daniels somehow picks up 7 there. Should have lost 5. He stiff arms a man. And then with an impossible spin move. Oh my goodness, dude. Daniels is balling out. Can he do it again? No, he went backwards. Yeah, he just lost 11 in that play. Oh my God. We have 209 passing yards and 208 rushing yards. Hello. No. Oh my goodness, Craver, what a catch. Speared in midair by Mario Craver. Crazy catch by one of our top receivers. Ooh, that's dangerous. From Concepcion, second and 10 now. Daniel's still a running back. We will schedule DJ Smith to come. There's Craver on the quick pass. Craver, first and goal from the 1. And E.J. Smith makes the catch. He's got a touchdown on his day. Senior day for E.J. Smith results in a score. We will have an inside zone play. Let's put instead of Basantis, let's do Father. Here's Smith. E.J. Smith gets through. They are pressing. So I think this is going to be a free touchdown. Oh my goodness. That's a dot. KC Concepcion. Boom! This crowd goes insane as Concepcion, a hat trick, 3 catches, 140 yards, 3 tutties for Concepcion. Yeah, Reed is done. Concepcion is done. We'll do Wilson. Keep bussing. Reed hit as he throws. That'll be his final play. Alright, Zeno checks in. The pass is caught by Wilson. The transfer from Houston, Jonah Wilson with the catch. That'll lose 3. E.J. Smith is a bad one. Dude, he stinks. 2nd and 13 now. Zeno will snap it. Here's the give for Smith. Spin. First down, E.J. Smith.
That's good for a Fighting Texas Aggie.
Smith got a pancake. He'll run forward. He's got 7. Again, we got over 300 yards passing, over 200 yards rushing in this game. That's going to be a 45-3 victory at least. Daniels back in. He'll pick up the first on his senior day. Zeno pulls it on the keeper. And the old man picks up 5. Not bad for Jacob Zeno. Now Zeno snaps it to give. Daniels will pick up almost a minute. That one is going to be hauled in by Bussey, first down. The Aggies still piling it on here against FCS. Zeno scrambling around. They'll just take the pass to Wilson. I'm not on the score here with my seniors. We'll see if them boys score. Trying to set up a touchdown pass for the senior group. Zeno, the pass to Bussey is caught. Bussey down at the 2. 3 seconds for the senior offense to score. Can they do it? Let's see Wilson. Play action. Zeno on the run for Wilson. Makes the grab in the end zone. And Zeno gets his passing touchdown. And this is what is like 4th senior in a row. 51-3 is your final score. Texas A&M throttles FCS Southeast on this game. What a game. Am I right? 51-3. Marcel Reed, 299 passing yards, 50% completion, 5 total touchdowns for Marcel. He looked sharp. Really sharp. Obviously, since next week's going to be such a big game. Yeah, 5 all passing, by the way. Zeno went 5 for 5 near the end. Moss ran for 135 and a score. Daniels for 34. Reed for 25. Owens for 23. Smith for 20. And then Zeno for 5. Receiving, it was Concepcion, the big guy, but Craver and Bussey and Nyblack all had good games as well. Wilson with his first Aggie touchdown. And Nordstrom and Smith both had receiving scores as well. 22 pancakes for Demetrius Crownover on his senior day. That's a big breakfast. Sack and a half for Hicks. Sack for Regis. Half one for Cersei. And yeah, that was a big time game. Oh my goodness. 51-3 is your final score. Texas A&M plays like a top 10 team. Marcel Reed going into the final game, he's got 19 touchdowns passing to 10 interceptions. He's got 7 rushing scores. You look at Le'Veon Moss, 737 yards on the ground. Our running backs have combined for well over 1,000. You throw in Reed, who has 408 yards with 7 scores as well. Leading the nation is Mekhi Hughes right now. 12-26 is just crazy. Dang, Julian Saint is a king right now. That's crazy. Look at Joey Aguilar, too. My God. Holy cow. Passing touchdown. Robbie Ashford leads the country in passing touchdowns. Oh, God. What? Picks is Taylon Green, Mark Gronowski. Sucks that Gronowski's been bad. He's low-key kind of good, actually. All right. We do have some coaching upgrades to attend to. I think I'm going to stay down this recruiter path. I want to make sure portal running backs are interested because that's going to be super important if Ruben Owens and company transfer. Like you see, Marcel Reed and Ruben Owens have a high risk of leaving. Not sure if that'll be the case after that big game, but TJ Purdy commits, the 4-star right edge. Demontre Trapuka, the 4-star Mike, commits, but Jermaine Huber decides to go elsewhere. He heads on over to Ohio State. Texas is 7-4. We're 9-2, ranked 6th in the country. Texas is winless, but we are going to UT for the first time in 15 years. That's right. It's going to be crazy. We win, we're 10-2, and likely with a free spot in the playoffs. We lose, don't know if we make it. Actually, I'm not sure if there's a way we make it if we lose. But it's been a great year. Tyreek Cheek, we are still in a deep battle with Notre Dame for the 5-star center from San Diego. Come on, Notre Dame already stole the #1 player in the nation from us. Surely they don't need a guy named Tyreek Cheek. Down to just 20 guys left on my board. I'm pretty sure we're going to sign almost all of them, except Ross Cooks, the GOAT. I had to leave him on as memory. But yeah, we'll take a look at what happened last week. Oh, did I just see Florida fell? Oh my. UNLV wins again. We won. Clemson won a little bit better than we did. Notre Dame's 6-5. Rough year for them. Ohio State keeps winning. They're 8-3. They still have a chance at the playoff. As does Auburn. The Tigers, I trash-talked them. They've won 4 in a row now. They're 8-3. Northwestern finally wins one. What do you know? It's close. SMU has lost 3 in a row. They lose to Louisville now. They were in the top 10. LSU finally beats a group of 5 school. They're 5-6. Crazy to think that they could still make a bowl game. Wake gets back on the winning side of things. They're 10-1. South Carolina, they win again. Georgia, another team that's 8-3. Maybe, just maybe, they win. Texas won against Arkansas. Texas is 7-4, like I said. Mizzou 7-4. Oklahoma 7-4. They even out records after a Mizzou victory. Michigan is 8-3. I don't know if I think their playoff hopes are done though. Baylor 9-2. Their playoff hopes are very much still alive. As are Kansas State. They're 9-2, ranked 9th. Iowa State did beat Kansas. They're 9-2, ranked 21st. How does that work? Iowa State beat Kansas State, yet both teams are 9-2 and 12 ranks apart. Okay. Miami is the number 1 team in the nation at 10-1. That tells me Florida fell down, which also doesn't make sense because they're 10-1 and beat Miami. Duke is number 2. They're 11-0. BYU fell to Cincy. 3-7 Cincy knocks off a top 10 BYU team. Cougars are now 8-3. I'd say their playoff hopes are done with how many 9-2 teams there are in the Big 12. Penn State has fallen out of the rankings at 8-3. They lose to Nebraska. Very unfortunate. Boise State's very much in the playoff mix. 7-4 Tennessee knocks off number 1 Florida. The Gators are now 8th in the country. USC Oregon was cinema. The Ducks win. They're 4th. USC 7th. Washington is 3rd after a close win over Nico and company at UCLA. And so, taking a look at how the college football playoff bracket is shaping up. If the season ended today, you got Duke, with Washington, Miami, and Oregon would all get byes. And then it would be Boise State versus Texas Tech, Kansas State versus Florida, a rematch, South Carolina versus us, and Louisville, USC. Kind of a funky playoff field, if you ask me. But I don't care. We're playing against Texas right now. The Aggies and the Longhorns renewing their bad blood once again. Last year, the Horns won this one. What? You know, imagine how crazy it would be if Texas were to spoil our playoff hopes here in Austin at the end of the year. Texas was the number 1 team in the country in the middle of the season, sitting at 5-0. Then it spun out of control. They lost 4 out of their next 5. They're currently 7-4, and a 7-5 season means Steve Sarkisian's job could be in jeopardy. I mean, you have Arch Manning, you have the rest of this defense, the rest of this team around them. That's not a 7-5 team. They need to win this game. We need to win this game to prove that we are a legitimate top 10 team and we belong in the playoff. It's going to be hard to win this football game. We're in the 13th toughest place to play. This place is probably spilling over with fans right now, and we just threw a pick to start the game. Smile. Anthony Hill Jr. picks off Marcel Reed. And this is not off to a good start. 1st and 10 for Reed after the mistake. He'll screen it for Moss. Moss trying to spin. It'll be 2 yards. This Texas roster is crazy good. They got Arch Manning, they got Anthony Hill Jr., they got everybody. It feels like. There's Nyblack. 7 yards for Money Nyblack. Money Marcel gives it to Le'Veon Moss. Moss running for his life, picks up a huge first down. It's a 20-yard game. We'll go right back to that play here again. I meant to run hurry up. We were going to run to the open side of the field, seeing that none of their impact players were over here. We run it this way. We're doing this in tackle. 2nd and 9. Reed Snaps it. Steps back. Rolls out. Fires on the run. Dangerous. Oh my goodness. Not even close to where the receiver was. Reed nearly intercepted. Reed to scramble. He'll go. Marcel Reed inside the 20 falls down. It's a 25-yard scramble for Reed, who finds himself in the red zone trying to tie the game with Texas. Reed scrambling out. Somehow he evades the pressure, picks up the first. Inside the 10 at the 6 for Money Marcel and company. This crowd quieted down quite a bit with the momentum we can put up. Nowhere to go there for Amari Daniels. Okay. That's our plan. Starting blasting Mobamba. Le'Veon Moss down to the 2 on the read option. 3rd and goal. The give. Moss. He's stuffed. 4th down and goal. We can't take field goals. This is the Lone Star Showdown we are talking about here. We need touchdowns. Reed, forward, touchdown. Texas A&M gets it into the end zone. Reed for 38 yards rushing on that drive. And Manning scores. The 1-yard rush by Wisner gives Texas another lead. Reed snaps it. Fires over the middle incomplete, intended for Craver, who was open. Justice Terry, the top D tackle, though, was right there to make the on the contact. Reed didn't like the look. He'll scramble again. Stiff arms a man, picks up 9. How about the dual threat QB? Marcel Reed giving it to Le'Veon Moss. 1st down and more. Moss, big physical run there. Able to move the chains yet again. Here comes the pass rush. Reed floating it up for Bussey, who drops it. Some of the drop animations in this game are kind of goofy. I kind of like it. Certainly Concepcion can get open here, right? Oh my goodness, they're fast. There's a throw in. He should have taken a scramble. Reed's been really inaccurate this game. Reed, he'll go. Yep, he gets that edge. Picks up 7. This is if we're keeping the offense out. Marcel Reed within range to go for this. Take one look at Bussey and go to high block. That's exactly what happened. 1st down Aggies. Just how I drew it up. Reed completes it to his tight end. Here's the give. It's Daniels. Cuts it back inside for 3. Stick with the favorite plays and go to a jet toucher. Craver on the give. Gets the spin move. 1st down. Good pass for Mario Craver. He's now wide open. Give it to him. Reed, oh my God, he gets rocked. 3rd and 14 now. Alex January, the big D tackle with the TFL. All right. So 4th and 9. It's a 48-yard field goal that will cap off a long drive. We get it back. Here against the bad guys. We cannot lose this game. I don't care how hard it is. On the road. Moss losing plenty. It's a 6-yard loss for Le'Veon Moss. I hate that every time I say that, it feels like a weird This is not cool. We don't like losing yards here. Reed, scrambling. There we go. Pick up the first down again. Reed is doing it with his legs today. Texas has not been able to defend the scramble whatsoever. Reed's done it 7 times and he's gained 72 yards in the process. Here he throws incomplete. Another misfire by Marcel Reed. They flip the personnel. Owens in the game at halfback. We'll see him probably get the ball on this next play. Assuming this touch pass gets us a few yards. Spin move got us right where we wanted to be. It's 3rd and 3 now. There's the pass. Owens will lose 3. Uh-oh. 53-yard field goal for Bond. Gets it. Oh my God. 46-yard touchdown for Emmett Mosley. And we only have 21 seconds. Or what am I talking about? 37 seconds to respond with the score of our own. There it goes. Caught by Concepcion. And we're going to do it. Touchdown. Texas A&M. KC points up to the skies and says, give me that. 90, almost 90, 79-yard touchdown. 3rd and 11 for Manning. The Longhorns lead by 1 here in the early 3rd quarter. Manning snaps it. Here they come. Blitz coming. Manning hit as he throws. The Aggies will get it back. TJ Searcy in on the pressure. As it's now nighttime, stadium pulls through the roof. Owens to the outside. He'll lose 3 yards. Ruben Owens tackled by Jelani McDonald. Wide open Mario Craver drops the football. Texas A&M will keep the offense out there. Malin Nordstrom picks up the first. That was a huge broken tackle from Theo. As now we're cooking with gas once again. Reed on the keeper. He'll go. Gets around this defender and picks up 8 yards. Reed with an 80 bomb on Texas today on the ground. Handoff. Owens picks up the first after the juke move. Nice little game there from Ruben Owens. 2 carries, 4 yards. Smart. Here's the give to Owens on the RPO. Owens to the outside. Ruben Owens down to 5. Nice play there by Owens. And the Aggies trying to make this another lead. Here they go. Craver tackled for no gain. Uh-oh. Galen Gilbo on the tackle. Now it's 2nd goal. Did Bussy hear me? He didn't. Reed jammed as he threw that. That's got to hurt. Flag might be a free play. Reed does have the outspeed. He will score. We'll check the flag, and it looks like it's against Texas. I said it would be a free play. It is offside against Texas. That's a touchdown. Texas A&M takes a 28-21 lead. Of course, Texas immediately ties it up. Of course they did. Over the middle, it's Bussy. First down, Aggies. Marcel Reed continues to cook here in the 3rd quarter. As Is he really cooking, the question is? Yeah, he is, except his stupid players keep dropping the ball. Mari Niblack won't come down with it. And now Mo Bamba starts playing on the scoopers. Here's a pass. It's Owens. Gets the block. Owens, spin move. He's probably actually by far our best receiving back on the team. Moss will return to the game next snap. Here comes Owens, who stutter steps, picks up 2. Second and 8. Niblack is open, makes the grab. First down. Aggies. Reed's been on fire lately. His completion percentage was horrible. Now it's not half back. Reed. Oh, goodness, Colin Simmons. Reed's got to throw it away. Here's the quarterback keeper. Reed fooled everybody. Marcel Reed to the goal line, sliding into the end zone. Touchdown, Aggies. Texas A&M takes the lead. It is a 100-yard rushing day for Marcel Reed. Hello. And we get the ball back. And we get the ball back. This has been a cinematic matchup in Austin. Still plenty of football left. Most of the fourth quarter still ahead of us as Daniels goes nowhere in that play. But so far, what we've gotten from this matchup has not at all disappointed. That one is caught by Concepcion. They pick up 4. And now it's 3rd and 6. Reed hit as he throws. Dangerous pass. It's incomplete. We'll punt it back to the Longhorns. 3rd and 7. This is a huge play. Manning snaps it. Here they come. Manning to step up. Manning picks up the first and falls forward. Arch Manning doing it with his legs. They pick up 4th. All right, now it's 4th and goal. What do you do here? Texas says, we're going to go for it at the 5-yard line. Just over 4 minutes to play in the game. Manning steps back, fires, incomplete. Texas A&M gets it back. Dalton Brooks with the deflection. And A&M might just hold on and win this football game. Here's Moss. He'll lose a yard. Le'Veon Moss. It is not easy to run the ball against these Longhorns. Moss picks up the blocks. Good block by the Zoom and Reed Adams on that play. 3rd down and 5. I see Concepcion. I'm going to lob it up for him. Double coverage. Can he come down with it? He can't. Michael Taft and company were there to defend the pass. Texas with another chance to possibly tie this game. 1:25 to go. 3rd and 8 for Manning. Manning steps up, scrambles, and he holds on to the ball. First down for Arch Manning. Texas trying to tie this football game and take us to overtime. Hand off Weisner. Weisner goes backwards. It's a 3-yard loss. Second and goal now. 1:16 to play. Texas has just 1 timeout. Here they come. Over the middle, it's caught. Jack Endries for the touchdown. And this game is tied at 35. A&M with 3 timeouts, 1:14 to go. All we got to do is get the field goal. Williams will let it roll through the end zone. Texas A&M It's all led to this. You win, you likely punch your ticket to the college football playoff. You lose, you haven't beaten Texas in decades. That could be a problem. If you're Texas, 8-4 sounds a lot better than 7-5, especially when you were possibly the favorite to win the Natty. There's a sack. It's Colin Simmons. 3rd and 14. 28 seconds to play in the half. Clock is distorted. Reed lobbing it up. Craver won't get it. 19 seconds to play in the game. And they'll punt it back to Texas. We're in OT. This is cinema. This is college football, folks. 1st and goal. Arch Manning and Texas in first overtime. They hand it off. Wisner. Plenty of room when Trevion Wisner's in the end zone. Touchdown, Longhorns. And the extra point will be good. So here comes Texas A&M. They need to respond with a touchdown and an extra point, obviously. And Reed's hit as he throws. It's 2nd and 10 now. It has been a hard-fought game. Whoever loses this game is going to be heartbroken. Whoever wins, it's going to be a crazy victory. 3rd and 5 now. You got 2 chances to go 5 yards if you're A&M. If I'm me, I'm probably running the ball here. Oh, God, I made a mistake. No. 4th and 7. This is the ball game right here, folks. If we do not convert here, we lose in Austin, likely miss the playoffs. Over the middle, Terry Bussey makes the catch. The game stays alive. Every Texas fan just came so close to a victory, and every A&M fan barely hanging on. There is a small gain for Le'Veon Moss. Keep running this play. Look at Bussey. He's wide open. Touchdown, Aggies. We keep playing. Texas A&M keeps the game alive. I low-key forgot how overtime works and that we get the ball. We give Moss not much here. It's going to be 3 yards. The thing I hate about going first is that if you go for a field goal, they can just score the touchdown. But if you get a touchdown, they have to use their 4th downs and stuff. Reed won't get it. We'll have to kick here. Field goal's up and good. 3rd down and 4. My Killers are going crazy right now. Arch Manning. All he needs is a touchdown to win this game. Manning motion. Snaps it. Quick pass. Juke move. And it's a 1st down. They give it to him. 1st down, Longhorns. He reaches for the 1st. No way. No way, right? Here's the give. Wisner up the middle. This game's over. Texas wins in double overtime. And that is how our regular season comes to an end. We will not be making the playoffs unless some crazy voodoo magic ensues around the rest of the league. We lose 48-45, double overtime. Arch Manning played like the number 1 overall pick, to give him that credit. Marcel Reed was worse, but still played great. Ran for 115 and 3 rushing touchdowns. Threw the ball for 2 touchdowns. The rest of our running backs were pretty awful. Receiving was a mess. Blocking was also a mess. Reed Adams still had a big breakfast. Cersei with a sack, and then Kennedy and Hicks each shared a sack. But we fall against Texas on the road in double overtime. We will continue to the offseason, or not the offseason, but the postseason after I grab a drink of water. Oh my goodness, how can it be? We lose at home. Or not at home. Am I stupid? What on earth? We lose on the road in Texas. Marcel Reed finishes the regular season 2,400 passing yards, 21 touchdowns, 11 picks. He adds 523 rushing and 10 scores. Moss with 768 and 4. Daniels 266 and 5. Owens 250 and 2. Smith with 37. Concepcion, nice year, 755 receiving yards, 10 tubs. Niblack with 484 and 2 scores. He is a good player. Bussy 471 and 2 scores. Craver 458. Oh God. Moss with 149 and 2 scores. Malin Nordstrom had more receiving touchdowns than Niblack, 76 receiving yards. Borkirker with 19, Owens with 68, Wilson with 17 and a score, and then Smith, a 1-yard touchdown catch for him. Our longest pass of the year was a 79-yard dot to Concepcion. Blocking most snaps was Armaje Reed Adams, and he only gave up 4 sacks. That's my boy. How about Lamont Rogers, the true freshman? 102 snaps, no sacks. Yeah, we'll take that. On defense, Cassius Howell in 12 games, 6 sacks. Ryland Kennedy, how about the left edge? Stepping up, 5.5 sacks in just 9 games. Tyler Onyedim, 4 sacks in just 9 games. 3 sacks for DJ Hicks, 2.5 for Cersei, only playing in 6 games. Regis with 2, York with 1.5, Hayes with 1.5, and Mpemba had a sack. Williams with half a sack. Picks, 2 for Brooks, 1 for York, 1 for Lee, 1 for Rogers. York did miss that last game due to injury against Texas. So Scooby Williams leads us in tackles with 59. No defensive touchdowns for us. Deflections, it was Lee with 8, York with 8, Humphrey with 5. Kicking, not a bad year from Randy Bond. He goes perfect on extra points, and then 19 of 23 on field goals. Punting, good year from Tyler White. And we'll take a look at what happened in Week 14. Kansas finishes the year 9-3. Georgia and Georgia Tech was cinema. Georgia gets the narrow victory. They finished the year on a 5-game winning streak to go 9-3 and likely punch their ticket to the playoff. On our side, we aren't going to make the playoffs. Sad. Arizona State wins their rivalry. They're 9-3. Michigan still has Ohio State's number. Good God. It's 5 years in a row for the Wolverines. It has been. It will have been over 7 years since the Buckeyes have beaten the Wolverines at that time of their next meeting. That is pitiful. Also, Ohio State finishes the year 8-4 and unranked. Yeesh. Bill Belichick and company blow out NC State in their rivalry. The Wolfpack finish 1-11. It's time for a coaching change. Wake Forest and Duke was cinema. 10-1 Wake Forest against 11-0 Duke. The Blue Devils did win the game and by 8. They finished perfect, 12-0. Tennessee drops a game to Vanderbilt. Okay. Vandy goes to Knoxville and becomes bowl eligible. You look at Penn State, they get back in the rankings at 9-3. Texas Tech is 11-1. Iowa State's 10-2. BYU 9-3. They're 11th in the country for some reason. LSU loses to Oklahoma. They don't make a bowl game. Time to fire Brian Kelly, in my opinion. Louisiana Tech, yeah, they lose to Missouri State. Missouri State is better than LSU by that terminology of just teams beating other teams. Louisville wins. They lose. Wow, they go down to 9-3. Their playoff hopes are done. We are still 10th in the nation. I like that it acknowledged that we were just in an overtime game, that 2 overtime game that we barely lost. USC lost to UCLA. That is massive for us. We need that kind of parity to get to the college football playoffs. UCLA is 8-4, USC 9-3. Oregon State clobbers Wazoo. Miami is 11-1. They're the number 1 team in the nation. They beat Pitt. on rivalry week. Not sure how much of a rivalry that is. The Egg Bowl was nobody watched it because both teams are bad, but Mississippi State wins. They improve to 5-7. Clemson knocks off South Carolina. Both teams are 9-3, ranked 15th and 16th. So the Palmetto Bowl goes to the Tigers. Interesting look there. Who does one of those teams possibly make a jump into the college football playoffs? You don't know. Oregon and Washington was cinema, a top 10 battle. Both teams are still in the top 10. Oregon wins, though, by 35. Not a cinematic game, but a certainly cinematic to see those two teams of such a high caliber facing up against each other. The Ducks improved to number 3. Washington is still in the top 10 and still on the playoff at number 6. K-State drops a game to Colorado. They're not going to make the playoff, most likely. They're 17th in the country. Dion and company in the year 8-4. JMU 11-1, still not ranked. They won't make the playoff, but not a bad year for the Dukes. Baylor finishes the year 10-2. They're top 10. Florida is 11-1. They're top 5. Auburn loses to Bama, and somehow the Crimson Tide are bowl eligible at 6-6. That is pitiful. Boise State's 11-1. They'll be in the college football playoff, most likely. Taking a look at the Heisman Watch. Who? It's Romello Brinson, Jeremiah Smith, Joey Aguilar, Robbie Ashford, and George Pettaway. Weird-ass Heisman Watch. Award watch lists. For the Maxwell, it's Romello Brinson, then Jeremiah Smith, then, yeah, basically the same as the Maxwell is just an extended version of the Heisman. Walter Camp, they got Romello Brinson. Bear Bryant right now is looking like Manny Diaz. That makes sense from Duke. He deserves that. Am I on here? No, I would be if we won. The O'Brien is looking like Aguilar. The Bednarik could be Ephesians Prysock. The Nagurski Prysock. The Thorpe Prysock. The Walker Pettaway. The Biletnikoff Brinson. The Lombardi is looking like Tyreek Sapp. Joey Aguilar is looking like the Unitas Senior of the Year. Tyreek Sapp for Edge Rusher of the Year. Olayimin Iloane. Him. Yeah, he is offensive lineman. Good. DJ Campbell, Parker Brailsford. John Mackey goes to Oscar Delp, or not goes to, but is looking like Oscar Delp. Do we have a finalist for anything? Certainly the Ray Guy, right? No. Returner of the Year? No. Maxwell? All right, so nobody loves us. Taking a look at the bowl projections, we are currently projected to be in the college football playoff. Thank goodness to the committee realizing that we were in an overtime game on the road and barely lost. We are squeaking in at number 10. Now, the teams ahead of us are a lot better than us, record-wise. BYU, Georgia, USC could easily jump us. Iowa State, I could see jumping us. Teams like Clemson, Michigan. It's going to be a weird conference championship week. It's going to include a lot of crazy stuff. It's going to need to go a lot of teams' ways, and some of those things just don't match up. I need a lot of receivers in the transfer portal this year, I just noticed. Gideon, we're in a battle with Kansas. Since when is Kansas good? All right, so we're going to get like 16 high school recruits. That's not bad. I really just want to fill out with the transfer portal. We will advance, see who wins the Army-Navy game. I think Marcel Reed's going to transfer, so as is Ruben Owens, which is pretty scary. All right, conference championships this week. We'll take a look at the conference standings first. We'll start with the ACC. Miami is in first at 11-1. Then number 2 in the nation, Duke. ACC was crazy good this year. Duke's 12-0. Louisville's 9-3. Wake's 10-2. Let's sort by this. Actually, no, I kind of want to see who's in the conference championships. We'll do that. Then at the bottom of the conference, Stanford, NC State were bad. Bill Belichick was bad. In the American, Memphis and Navy will face off for the conference championship. A pair of 10-2 teams. FAU and Charlotte were bad. Big 12, it'll be Baylor and Texas Tech. That's going to be cinema. So Kansas State likely will not make the playoff. Iowa State's going to need a lot of things to go their way. Arizona and Houston and TCU were bad. Big 10, it'll be Washington and Oregon. Literally a rematch of last week all over again. Keep in mind, Oregon won 42-7. Oregon might have their number. Indiana and Michigan just barely miss out. Yeah, a lot of 9-3 teams in the Big 10. Holy cow. CUSA, UT, how about UTEP? 64 overall, the Miners, 10-2. Middle Tennessee is going to play them in the conference championship. That'd be a big upset. No playoff implications in this conference. It's awful. FBS Independence, nothing here. The MAC had some bad teams, pretty much all bad teams. No playoff stuff there. Boise State UNLV is a crazy conference championship. It's a battle of two 11-1 teams. The Rebels' only loss is against Boise State. They defeated UCLA, who has been good. UCLA is 8-4. They just finished the year with a top 10 win against their rivals. That's a good win for UNLV. On the other side, Boise State is 11-1. Their only loss is their Power 5 opponent, which I believe is like Washington. So that's pretty good. Rest of this conference is garbage. Wazoo and Oregon State, no playoff implications in the Pac-12. But then you look at the juicy stuff, the SEC. Florida is 11-1. They'll play against 9-3 South Carolina, a team we beat by 30-plus points in the conference championship. This would be a huge win for South Carolina, upset for South Carolina if they can get in. Georgia is at 12th ranked. They just need as much chaos as possible, or they just need just enough chaos. They need some extreme chaos. We can't have mild chaos, or Georgia will be out. We need extreme chaos for Georgia to be in. Mizzou and Auburn finish 8-4. Oklahoma's 8-4. Tennessee's 7-5. We're here 9-3, up in the middle of the conference. Vandy's 6-6. Texas 8-4. Kentucky 7-5. LSU 5-7. Bama 6-6. Arkansas 4-8. Mississippi State 5-7, and Ole Miss is actually the worst team conference-wise in the conference at 6-6. Sun Belt, JMU is 11-1. They won't make the playoffs, but they can go 12-1 and make an insanely good bowl game. Let's take a look at the schedules for this week. My pick, I think Memphis, Miami, Texas Tech, Oregon, Liberty, Toledo, Boise State, Florida, and JMU will win. We'll see how my predictions go as we go into next week. Conference championships simulated. We would be in the conference championship if we didn't lose that overtime game to Texas. That's actually kind of reassuring. That's a good reason we lost the game, because we would have lost in the conference championship. Makai Hughes is your Heisman Trophy winner. Way to go, Makai Hughes. And we are in the playoffs against Texas Tech. That is huge. So we're in the playoff. What happened? So I saw Oregon hung a youch of a win. Yeah, it wasn't as big as the last one, but still 58-35. My God. Let's first look. Navy beats Memphis 28-24. Brendan Lewis did not have a great game. Blake Horvath didn't either. It was mainly the run game. Alex Tesco ran for 204 yards. God. Duke and Miami. Miami won. Duke is now 12-1. Miami is now 12-1. I believe both teams will be getting first-round byes. Big 12 championship. Sawyer Robertson was not that great. Neither was really anybody on this side. How about Cole Wilson? 149 receiving yards. And then here, yeah. Who won? Am I stupid? Who won? Oh, Texas. No, Baylor. Baylor blew them out 31-7. That's why we're playing Texas Tech. Liberty did win, like I said. Both teams are now 10-3. Toledo won. UNLV upsets Boise State. Both those teams are still in the top 10, though. Florida barely beats South Carolina. The Gamecocks will not make the playoff. And finally, JMU's ranked. They're 12-1. So taking a look at the Heisman winner, it is Mekhi Hughes, then Brinson, then Smith, then Pettaway, then Aguilar. We'll take a look at the full stats at the end of the year. Actually, I kind of want to do a deep dive in the stats after I've made like the draft preview. I think that's what I'm going to do, mainly. Let's do managed staff. Did anyone leave? Not yet. I'm going to keep my guys around, obviously. It was a pretty good year. View job offers. I'm not opposed to leaving, but not for these jobs, dude. Like, what? But I think it's time. We're going to play against Texas Tech. We are 9-3. The Red Raiders are 11-2. Let me check the rest of the bracket first, but this is going to be a crazy game. Georgia does make it in as the number 12 seed. That's crazy. They'll play against 5-seeded Baylor. The winner of that will feed into the Duke game in the Cotton Bowl. Boise State plays against Washington. That's the 9 versus 8. The winner of that will feed into the Orange Bowl against Miami, the number 1 seed. BYU is seated at 11. They'll play against UNLV in an out west matchup. The winner plays the big dogs. They play Florida, who in my opinion might just be the favorite to win the whole thing in the Sugar Bowl. Then, the winner of us versus Texas Tech, yeah, they're going to the Rose Bowl. The Rose Bowl game, the most famous, most exciting, most magical, most college football game in college football. It'll be either us or Texas Tech. And I cannot wait. The Red Raiders' big spending finally pays off. And for us, we're in here too at 9-3, despite the heartbreaking loss at the end of the year, despite the blowout loss to Florida, and despite the weird loss to Mizzou. We're on the road against Texas Tech. A team that couldn't even win with Patrick Mahomes back in the day. Now they've got one of the biggest NIL funds in the country. We're wearing our all whites. Taking on the 7th ranked team in the country, Texas Tech. I'll be right back. All right, folks, so we do get the return, and we already get a 19-yard run by Le'Veon Moss. That's what's up. The stadium pulsing loud. It's not rated as the top 25 toughest place to play, but obviously any stadium is a tough place to play in the college football playoffs, dude. Like, I don't think there's a single person on earth that doesn't like the fact that the first round of the playoffs are on school campuses. That is so cool. Love that. The problem is, since Texas Tech is better than us, we're playing on their turf. Austin moves 5 there. I'm going to keep the offense out. I'm going to be risky this game. Obama playing, and there's Niblack. First down, Amari Niblack. That's what you like to see. Our star tight end boosting his draft stock even more. He's really kind of come onto the scene as a possible NFL talent. Reed delivers a dart to Craver inside the 10. Craver stopped in his tracks and made the catch. It's a huge gain. The Aggies spot at the 9. Reed on the keeper. He'll walk in. This is going to be a touchdown. Texas A&M strikes first. And Reed flexes on him. This has been really just a one-year wonder for Texas Tech. We know the money they spent on the recruiting trail and in the transfer portal last season was unmatched. Like, that was crazy. Reed hit as he throws, second and 10. Oh, fourth down. You know what? Why would I kick a 62-yard field goal? Are you crazy? Yeah, sure. I mean, the wind is 13 miles an hour at our backs, so I'll try it. We did not get that, though. That's no good. Bond misses from 62. That's his longest attempt of his career. Third down and 5 now for us. Reed snaps it. Reed sets his feet, fires. Niblack makes the grab. First down, Amari Niblack. 5 of 7 passing today is Marcel Reed. Here he'll snap the ball. And he's sacked. Lee Hunter, the big D tackle, brought him down. There they go. Hunter coming in again. Reed lobbing it up, and it's tipped, and nearly intercepted. That was dangerous. Reed on 3rd and 17. Rolls out. Doesn't know where to go. Reed will just step up for a small gain. And we'll punt it away. Moss with a nice move. He'll pick up 7. 4 carries, 29 yards today for Le'Veon Moss. There's a handoff. Moss again will pick up 1. Ben Roberts, the middle linebacker, on the tackle. That one is way over the head of Thorne and Nordstrom. We're going to go for this. We're going to try and get it past them with Amari Daniels. Run it behind Zoom and Drew Downs. Daniels won't get it. Shouldn't know. We shouldn't trust that guy on 4th downs. How about 3rd downs? Surely you're okay on 3rd downs, right, Daniels? Right, dude? Here's the give. Daniels. 1st down and more. Juke move. And he's picking up the 1st. We're tied at 7 here. Reed. Play action. He'll roll out. Reed, nowhere to go. He'll scramble it. Pick up 5. I can already tell this is going to be another close game against a fellow Texas team. Here's Moss, will lose a yard. Put Owens in there. Here's Reed. Nowhere to go. Get a block. Yes, he does. Marcel Reed. Spin moves 1. Down to the 15. Marcel Reed with a big gain. That's a 35-yard scramble for the QB. But, handoff Owens. Juke move. They'll pick up 1. Not much there on that play. Here's the jet touch pass for Bussey. Bussey breaks the tackle, but he goes backwards in the process. Reed scrambling again. Brought down, but it will be in field goal range. This time the 28-yarder. Much more manageable than that of a 62. Well, we fumbled. Okay. All right, we go to the second half, up 10-7, low scorer against Texas Tech. Can we hold on against a rival? Rivalry game in the first round. Owens in trouble. He won't get anything. They've defended the run quite well today. They've defended everything well. Everyone's playing good defense tonight. Reed's going down. That's a sack. Romello Height. It's going to be 3rd and 19. 3rd and forever for the Aggies. Surely they're not going to throw this football. Yeah, they're just going to hand it off. Mari Daniels, and again, he's going to lose yards. Loss of 2. We just have not been able to do anything against their defense, but they haven't been able to do anything against our defense. We're still 10-7 here halfway through the 3rd. Daniels again losing yards. When will it end? Miguel Dingle on the tackle this time for Texas Tech. Reed steps back, and again, it's a sack. What is going on? Has everyone in this entire stadium forgotten how to play offense? Like, there's a short pass to Craver, but it's only going to get 5. We'll have to punt it back. Oh my God, Texas Tech learned how to play offense. Caleb Douglas scores a touchdown, and the Red Raiders now lead the game. Reed to scramble, Reed to throw it away. He's 9 of 15 today. Let's get Moss back in the game. Here's the give for Owens. Ribbon gets through. Did I just see South Carolina and Clemson in this bowl game? That's goofy. Reed snaps it. He'll roll out. He'll scramble. Reed picking up the first with his legs. Good play by Reed. He's got 36 yards on the ground today. Reed, ready, cut. Snaps it. Fires over the middle and Reed intended for Bussey. Reed was hit by Skylar Gill Howard as he threw it. This is a very talented Texas Tech team. They deserve to be here as much as we do, but probably more than we do. Oh my God, Le'Veon Moss losing 4. How many TFLs are they going to get today on our run game? Reed snaps it. I like Bussey here. Makes the catch. Over the middle. 4th and 1. We're going. This 4th and 1s have not gone well for us this season. And I probably shouldn't because we haven't been able to run the ball whatsoever today. But screw all of that, because I think Le'Veon Moss is going to pick this up. And he does. Le'Veon Moss barrels over a guy, picks up the first. 8 carries, 40 yards. Moss actually hasn't been terrible. Reed, the screen for Moss. And he will pick up 9 on the play. Good game there for Le'Veon. Reed snaps it, the give. It's Moss picking up the first down. Reed to run. Here he goes, Marcel Reed. Inside the 6. How about that? What a great play by Marcel Reed. Final play of the third quarter here. Aggies down 14-10. Reed, play action, on the run. It's caught! Wilson in the end zone. Just his second receiving score of the year. He's only got like 20 receiving yards this regular season. But he'll score. Jonah Wilson, the transfer from Houston. He's one of the few players that's on this roster that's faced Texas Tech before. And the Red Raiders tie the game. They refuse to go away. Game knotted at 17. It's been a defensive battle. Reed on the keeper. And he gets around a man and picks up 6. Reed, here's the give. It's Moss. And Moss picks up the first. Powering forward for enough. It's been a close game. There's Bussey. Terry Bussey picks up 6. I would love to see Concepcion open. Nope, and Niblack is. Get that. Oh my goodness, Reed, you suck, dude. I mean, I don't even care if you transfer at this point. That was a terrible, terrible pass. Here's Concepcion, makes the grab, first down. And it's at this point where we got to start thinking about running down the clock and, chewing things away so they can't make an answer if we do score. Oh my God. When will we be able to run the ball forward with the guy not named Marcel Reed or Le'Veon Moss? Owens and Daniels got to be combined for negative 20 rushing yards. Reed with a man in his face. He'll throw on the run. Somehow completes it to Concepcion. Don't even ask me how that worked. But that was a Heisman moment there for Marcel Reed. Not that he's a Heisman-level player. But here is the play action. Reed on the run. He'll dump it for Concepcion. It is down to the 2, but I believe Reed was a little bit past that line of scrimmage when he let go of that football. But either way, we're in field goal range. It is time to start chewing down the clock. We got 4:37 to play in the game. Yeah, it's time to start chewing the clock. I'm thinking about going to the Rose Bowl. Reed on the run. He'll throw. It's incomplete. Thank goodness that wasn't a kick. It was on target. 3rd and 14 now. You got to think about either, I want to make this just a kick. I want to score. Moss will only get 4. So we'll send the field goal unit out. We're up 20-17. Oh, and I just said I trust my defense. Dalton Brooks with an interception. We have the ball. Instant red zone possession against Texas Tech in the college football playoff. Moss down to the 4, barreling his way through defenders. Reed snaps it. Reed stepping back. Looks to throw. Sees an open man. It's going to be caught. Touchdown. That was Niblack. His 3rd receiving touchdown of the year. They keep converting 4th downs. Doesn't matter. We win. Texas A&M is moving on to the final 8. We will play in the Rose Bowl. For the first time, surely. There's no way A&M's ever played in the Rose Bowl before. Marcel Reed with a great game. The fourth quarter, we were able to pull ahead and pick up the W. Final stats of the game. GG's to Texas Tech. They do throw 2 picks. Reed with 200 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. He also ran for 61 on the ground. Daniels and Owens were horrible, but Moss was all right. Braver gets the game ball from the receiving standpoint. Reed Adams was great. Zoom was awful, though. Reed just with a sack. Searcy and Williams share one, the former Florida teammates. And then Dalton Brooks matches his regular season total in interceptions with 2. A 2-pick game for Dalton. And we're heading to round 2 of the playoffs. We'll play Oregon in the Rose Bowl. The presentation, everything is going to be at top notch. We'll see what happens, though, in the rest of the first round. If we get any big upsets, any blowouts, any injuries that possibly went down. But we will play Oregon in the Rose Bowl game. I don't expect us to win this. I do. Sorry, I do not expect us to win this at all. But we're gonna take a look at what happened in the college football playoffs. Boise State knocks off Washington. So Georgia beats Baylor. They'll go on to round 2. Boise State knocks off Washington. UNLV is the only home team, the only team that hosted a first-round college football playoff game and won. They'll play Florida in the Sugar Bowl. In the Cotton Bowl, it'll be Georgia and Duke. And then in the Orange Bowl, it'll be Boise State, Miami. And in the Rose Bowl, Texas A&M, Oregon. A little scouting report on the Ducks so far this year. They're no joke. As you probably know, Dante Moore is a dog. Holy cow. Running the ball, Mekhi Hughes won the Heisman, for heaven's sake. Receiving, they got DeCorian Moore, the true freshman, had 1,000 yards. Evan Stewart is likely a near first-round level player. And Malik Benson isn't half bad. Kenyon Sadiq, the tight end, could be a first-rounder next year. But here we are, Oregon, who's 11-2, against we are 10-3. It's going to be the Ducks and the Aggies in the Rose Bowl. Oregon versus Texas A&M for all the marbles to go to the Final Four. College football playoff. Dante Moore, his first year starting with the Ducks. Dan Lanning, the head coach, has never made it to the Final Four of a college football playoff as a head coach. Mike Elko is coaching in just his second career playoff game. His first one was last week. And Marcel Reed and company will play for a possible Final Four appearance. On the other side, you got a former Aggie like Evan Stewart looking to make it to the Final Four. The Ducks are heavy favorites. They lost to Penn State, and they also lost to somebody else. I don't know who. They're 11-2. They won the conference. They beat Washington twice in a row, 2 weeks in a row, to win the conference. Here we are, 3rd and inches, up against Oregon in the Rose Bowl. Reed to give Moss plenty of room. Moss has 21 yards. And Le'Veon Moss will move the chains. Miami beats Boise State. They'll go to the Final Four. Oh my! Florida and UNLV will play on Wednesday. That one will be a generation. Here's a pass, Bussey. And he won't get it. 3rd and 10. Third down and long for Reed. Steps back. Sets his feet. Fires. It is caught. Niblack down at the 1. Amari Niblack. The Aggies will strike first. Moss reaches forward and waves to the crowd at the Rose Bowl. And Oregon's going to have to punt it away again. What is this? Reed on the run. He'll scramble, pick up a first down. 1st and 10 for Money Marcel. It's been all Aggies here in the first half of the first quarter. I don't want to get ahead of myself. Here goes Daniels. Daniels to the outside. Ohio State beats Wake Forest in the bowl game. Bear Alexander's hurt. That's a big loss. On the run, Niblack makes the grab. First down, Aggies. Amari Niblack. Old reliable at tight end, to be honest. That dude's been so good for us this year. Here goes Reed. He'll have to throw it away. The defense was coming fast. The 10th-ranked Aggies up against the 2nd-ranked Ducks. Here goes Reed. Scramble. Reed picks up the first. Texas A&M is in business in Oregon territory once again. That one's caught. Theo Malin-Ortstrom tackled by Dylan Fenneman. But he will pick up 5. Moss powers forward and lose a yard. 3rd and 6. Tough play for Reed. Scrambling. He's sacked. Down at the Aggie 49. It's, I don't even know. I didn't even have time to read it. Wow, they pick up a crazy 3rd down. 3rd and 1. They'll get it 1st and goal. They do score. So the Ducks tie it at 7. 1st and 10 now. Reed. He'll snap it. Hand it off for Moss. Here's the give. Moss again. Moss. He'll lose 4. 3rd and 11 now. Veneman falling out at safety. Moss with the catch. He picks up the first. You hear those Aggie fans in the crowd going crazy. Here's the give. Owens checks in. He spins and picks up 9. 2nd and 1. There's a quick pass out to Moss. Uh-oh, trouble. Moss spins out of it, picks up the first down. Exactly what you want to see from your star halfback. USC and Ole Miss was a thriller. It looks like the Trojans won. There's Niblack again. Amari Niblack having a day. As is Marcel Reed. Here in the mid-second quarter. Reed gives it. Daniels. Daniels jukes out Finneman. He'll score. Amari Daniels gives the Aggies a 14-7 lead. Oh, and we will get it back. We'll go to the 2-minute mark, up 14-7 over the Ducks. Somehow, somewhere. Reed steps back. Reed to scramble. Reed lobbing it forward. It's dropped by Concepcion. We'll go for the 45-yard field goal. It's good. The Ducks driving down the field, and they score the touchdown, Oregon. It's 17-14 right now. A&M still in control. There's Moss going for at least a bit. He's got 10 carries, 61 yards this half. Shout out Le'Veon Moss. He's been a dog this postseason so far. Whoa. And Bussey drops that one. It'll be 2 seconds to play. 3rd and 2. I'm not really going to lob up the field for this. Oh, no way! No! No! It's fumbled and recovered for the touchdown. Mateo Uiagalelei. And it looks like Oregon will be leading going into half. No way. If we lose by less than... If we lose and it's by less than 7 points, I am rage quitting here. See Moss on the far left, maybe. Yeah, we're going to bomb him with our halfback. Le'Veon Moss off to the races. Dylan Fenneman trying to track him down, but he will not get there. Le'Veon Moss. Is in the end zone. 80-yard receiving touchdown for Moss. And they do tie the game. 2nd and 15. Game tied at 24. The Rose Bowl is always sentimental, no matter who's in it. Now Reed scrambling. Mateo Uiagalelei with the sack on that play. I like Bussey here. He's open. Denman's kind of there, though. We just take the check down to Moss. Set up a long punt. It's 4th and 17. And the Ducks driving down the field. You don't like to see it, and they'll score. 31-24. We are losing for just the 2nd time this game. Here's the give. Moss. Not going anywhere. Put Owens in. That one is dropped by Niblack. It's 3rd and 11. The Ducks starting to pull away. I hate it. Reed will go. Runs all the way backwards, but doesn't find anybody open. He'll throw it away. 4th and 4. We'll go for it and pick up first. 34-24. You hate to see it. Down by 10. 4 minutes left. We need a miracle. We need a damn near miracle, folks. And I just threw a freaking interception. It's going to be a pick 6. That's game. Oregon has scored 3 unanswered touchdown or scores. Did we throw another pick game? Yeah, we're going to lose 49-32 in the Rose Bowl. Yeah, Reed was not that good. Moss had a rushing score. Niblack had 100 yards receiving. He looked good. Moss with 99 yards receiving. Really weird game receiving. Concepcion didn't catch any balls. But, like, Craver and Niblack and Moss all had career days. Weird game. We do lose. Had my hopes up at the beginning, but that is where it's going to end for us. We're going to advance the week. And it is time for us to check on how bowl weeks were going. The 68 Ventures Bowl, Ball State finishes 8-6. Connecticut finishes 7-6. What a weird-ass Alamo Bowl. The Armed Forces Bowl. Alabama beats UTSA by just about as much as we beat them. Tennessee finishes 8-5. They win the Birmingham Bowl. Boca Raton Bowl goes to Middle Tennessee. And all the college football playoff. The Cure Bowl. Liberty finishes 11-3, a 1-point win over 6-6 Ohio. Nice. UTEP gets blown out. They're 10-4. The Fenway Bowl in Fenway Park goes to Navy. Huge win. Georgia Tech up by 44 beats UMass. South Carolina, Clemson in the Gasparilla Bowl. They play for the second time in a few weeks. And the Gamecocks get their revenge. They finish 10-4. Colorado State loses to North Texas in the Hawaii Bowl. Louisville knocks off Notre Dame. The Cardinals finish 10-3. The Irish finish 7-6. Yeesh. LA Bowl goes to the 9-4 Cal Bears. The John Mateer Bowl, the Las Vegas Bowl, between Oklahoma and Washington State, goes to Mr. John Mateer and his new team, the Oklahoma Sooners. Kansas wins the Liberty Bowl. They are 10-3, not a bad year from them. Military Bowl, 7-6. Pitt, 20th ranked Penn State beats Mizzou in the Music City Bowl. The Nittany Lions finish 10-3. JMU finishes 13-1. Arizona State wins the New Mexico Bowl. They're 10-3. Iowa State, they win the Pop-Tarts Bowl against Syracuse. They're 11-2. Colorado gets walloped by Michigan in the Rate Bowl. They're now 8-5. Michigan finishes 10-3. Then the Bahamas Bowl, Toledo, huge win over Kennesaw State. UCLA, nice win in the Cheez-It Bowl over Citrus Bowl, over Kentucky. They are 9-4. And then college football playoffs. It looks like Georgia knocks off Duke. The Duke's Mayo Bowl goes to Indiana. They finish 10-3. SMU, yikes, they lose 5 out of their last 6 and finish 8-5. Tulsa finishes 7-6. Texas with a big win over Tulane in the Gator Bowl. Longhorns finish 9-4. Miami barely squeaks past Boise State in the college football playoff. Orange Bowl. The ReliaQuest Bowl goes to USC, barely over Ole Miss. Ole Miss 6-7, maybe a coaching change coming soon. And the Sugar Bowl goes to Florida. The Gators beat UNLV by 21. Ohio State beats Wake Forest. They finish 9-4. Wake finishes 10-3. Auburn beats K-State in the Texas Bowl. Both teams finish 9-4. Week 3. Florida and Oregon in the Fiesta Bowl. Georgia and Miami in the Carson Beck Bowl. The freaking Peach Bowl. We'll see what happens. I do want to see the All-Americans. This was based... Oh, it's more based on play now. Really? It is really... Yeah, it's way more based on how they played now. That is so cool. Because this used to only be based off ratings. Like, strictly just ratings only. But now, look at this. Like, I'm going to have to take a film of this. All these players played the best. And they were all Americans. Second team. How about freshman? Bryce Underwood. Oh, we had Blake Ivy on there. Cool. And then how about the SEC? Do we have any All-SEC? Not All-SEC. All-SEC first team. Anybody? Anybody? Nobody. Second team. Lamont Rogers, Ruben Fothery, and Tarian York, and Randy Bond. Okay. I was like, Lamont Rogers and Ruben Fothery were not starters. Award winners, we'll quickly go through. Maxwell, Mekhi Hughes, Walter Kent, Mekhi Hughes. Bear Bryant goes to Dan Mullen. Oh my God. He's at UNLV now. That's crazy. Joey Aguilar wins the O'Brien for best quarterback. Tyreek Sapp for the Bednarik. He also wins the Nagurski. Jim Thorpe Award goes to Ephesians Prysock. Mackay Hughes gets the Doak Walker, obviously. Biletnikoff goes to Romello Brinson. Tyreek Sapp with the Lombardi. Joey Aguilar with the Unitas Senior Award. Sapp with the Edge Rusher. Penn State guy with the Outland. Mackey goes to Delp. Weird that no Amari Niblack here. Kind of got robbed. The Butkus goes to Dylan Roziek of Illinois. Jordan White wins the Remington. Dominic Zaveda wins the Graza from Michigan. And the guy goes to Cole Stoombaugh from Ball State. Obviously, Ball State does punt the ball quite a bit, I assume. Managed staff. Did any of my staff guys move yet? Or leave? Or any of that jazz? Coach Carousel. Okay, I do kind of want to see whenever it updates you on where all the coaches went. I am going to advance the week. I think Owens and Reed are good as gone, dude. All right. Staff moves. Is this where you see? Yeah, this is where you see it. Dabo Sweeney. Okay, no. Head coach. Dabo Sweeney got hired by Alabama. What? Matt Campbell goes to NC State. Ryan Silverfield is the new coach at Auburn. Eli Drinkowitz to Arkansas. Kalani Sitake to Oklahoma State. Lane Kiffin goes to Clemson? What? Hugh Freeze is the new coach at South Alabama after he got fired. Matt Rule goes to Akron because he got fired. Sam Pittman to Eastern Michigan. Mike Gundy to Troy. Kalen DeBoer to Nebraska. That's cool. Kyle Whittingham retires. Jonathan Smith to Cal. Very interesting little group here. That's crazy, though, that Dabo goes to Alabama and Lane Kiffin is his replacement. Wait, who is Ole Miss's new head coach? Who did Ole Miss get? Oh, they got Major Applewhite from South Alabama. Okay, didn't South Alabama have a bad year? Whatever. All right, let's see who's in the Natty. I think Oregon beat Florida, so it's Oregon, Miami. Carson Beck throttled Georgia and proved that he should have stayed there, or that he shouldn't have stayed there. He should have left. That he went to the right school for his needs. All right. 2025 CFB history update. Oregon Ducks have won the national championship. They beat Miami 38-28. How about that? So the Ducks won their first ever natty. That's good to see. Dante Moore wins the Heisman Trophy. Any more staff moves go on? Oh yeah, a lot more. Jason Candle to Kentucky. So Auburn just switched coaches with South Alabama. Jeff Traylor's the offensive coordinator. Oh, that's coordinators. Jeff Traylor's the coordinator at Oklahoma State. Greg Schiano's the coordinator at NC State. Clark Lee goes to Pitt to be the defensive coordinator. Weird. Yeah, did anyone cool go to the NFL? Nope. 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 All right. Anyways, that's the end of season recap. we'll do the look at players leaving, but then I'll do a separate episode for all the draft stuff, a recap of how all the big stats went in a later episode, probably tomorrow. Oh my God. Zune, Owens, Reed, Craver, Ratcliffe, Orstrom, Petaway, Funk, Wilson, Hart, Jackson, Lockhart. They're all leaving. They're all leaving me. How about the overalls? Reed Adams is leaving for the draft. Moss is leaving for the draft. And Onyedem is leaving for the draft. Um, well, I mean, nobody's leaving for the draft early. That's good to hear. But I think we gotta like persuade some of these guys to stay. Zune is leaving. Owens, please. Nope. How about Reed? Reed's gone. Wow. Craver. Craver's gone. Marcus Ratcliffe's coming back. That's good. How about Thor? I need Thor back. Yeah, he's back. That's good to hear. I need Dejan Petaway back. Nope, he's not coming back. Jordan Lockhart's a medium. I'll try him. Nope. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching. We'll do a final look at our season stats. Reed, not bad, not good. 25 and 13 passing. He also added 606 and 11 rushing. Moss with 890 rushing yards. Daniels with 288. Owens with 263. Where is our receiving? Concepcion, 808 and 10 scores. He'll be back next year. Nyblack with 631 yards and 3 scores. He'll be an NFL pick. He'll be in the Madden series. Terry Bussey with 537 and 2, 535 and 2 for Craver, who is leaving because we have B minus instead of B pro potential. That's lame. Jeremiah Smith was so good. How did Ohio State? Oh, they just didn't run the ball well, I guess. They just never ran it. That's crazy. All right. Well,